How was your weekend, Tarzan?
Dude, it was pretty good. I have to be honest. I think, the worst movie I've ever seen.
I know you told me Mission Impossible.
Dude, it was so bad that it was. I'm not a negative person, and I went there. I haven't seen the last like 5 of them because I like, you know what? It's the IMAX. Let's have some fun. Tom Cruise. It was so bad that it's now funny. Like, you ever watch, like, you know, like Rocky Horror Picture Show, where it's like the worst movie ever, but people go and watch it. Like, this one I might watch again just to see. His biggest stunt was running real fast for like 5 minutes at a time. It was like 3 times in the movie he just ran real fast with no shirt on. It was, and his face, he must be on so much HGH that it's coming out. His head is huge, and they didn't do him any favors because 95% of the movie is close up. Just everyone, not even just him. It's just everyone's face is floating around, and they didn't. I don't know if it's because it was a Scientology thing or if it what. They didn't show anybody getting shot or beat up. No, they showed guns firing, not hitting anybody, and then he had one thing where he hit the dude with a hammer, and they panned away and just showed the woman's reaction to the people getting hit with a hammer. They didn't show no violence. It was 3 hours long.
And the worst thing is you sat there like a fucking mook.
Well, because
after an hour, I'm tip-top Magoo. I'm out of here. Either go give mama a stabbing or go do a set of comedy or something like that. You wasted 2 hours of your life you'll never get back. And here's the beauty. You act surprised it's a bad movie. Every movie you go to the theaters is bad movie. You make the worst choices ever. I remember a couple of years ago, Bad Santa came out.
God damn it.
20 years later, Bad Santa comes out. Bro, he wouldn't leave it alone. And he was trying to double date then. Like, he was trying to be like White Lee, double date.
It was with a Mexican comic that you know. It was about Johnny
Who
Rock.
fucking double dates, okay? Like 2 fags. Let's go see it. And the kid canceled twice or something. Right there, you know. That's a sign from the universe. You're not going to go see that movie. Things have already down the toilet, not once, but twice. Does he go see Bad Santa? Oh, and he went all excited.
First of all, the first Bad Santa was really good.
The first one was really good. The first one was, you know, so was fucking Analyze That. The first one was really good. Then I went and did the second one. Have you seen that? No. There's a reason, okay? At least you got to be honest with yourselves. They get you with the first envelope. And here's the sick thing. Like, I didn't hear good stuff about The Accountant.
Right. Oh, the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It came and went.
Yeah.
Nobody said a fucking word about it. So, in my mind, I know that the things I saw on TV were the best parts of the movie.
Right.
Whatever was in the trailer, the best parts of the movie. And I saw they were too goofy in the trailer. They hated each other in the first movie, and now they're working together, giggling with the FBI agent. I'm not buying it.
Right.
I'll wait to go see it on HBO. My point is, it's very seldom. Like, Godfather 2 is a sequel that was fucking, like, as soon as Godfather 1 wrapped up, they were like, dog, we got an envelope, you know. And if you ever watch that on Apple, that's how it went down. They decided at the premiere of Godfather 1 that they were going to.
Really? That's how they did it?
Yeah. You know, it went, you know.
Well, that's because,
like with Jim Carrey decides to bring Dumb and Dumber back 80 years later. When he needed money, that sack of shit. But when it was hot, he wanted to do something else. And that gap, you're not bringing that magic back, Lee.
Right. No, you're 100%
not
right.
Bringing that magic back. Didn't they bring that White Show back? That was the greatest show of all time with the pedophile and fucking, you know, Will Arnett and all those people, the comedic actors, and they brought it back a couple of years ago. And then the guy got fucking canceled, the old guy on that show that played the father.
Do you mean the Connors?
No. That's fucking Roseanne Barr.
Right. So
okay, no.
I'm not sure who you're talking. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. The white people with Arnett. God damn it. Oh, yes. Arrested Development.
Yes.
There we go.
They tried to bring it back with those goofy jokes, and their fan base shit themselves because they were like, what's going on? Yeah. You're not going to, and plus you got to give them $20 million a piece. Now you're in their fucking head. You got to do those remakes when they're in their head. You pay them a little bit of money, let them know they're going to be stars. But once you got them apart that long, and they all did ventures and they became kind of semi-famous on their own, it's tough to put them back together. But anyway, back to Bad Movie Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it my fault? You just said that you were in the Analyze whatever. Why is it? It's not just my fault.
It's not that. I made a bad choice for rent money and cocaine. Okay, I'm not going to be shy about that. But you had your choice. You had your choice to either go do comedy or go see this
I did do
stupid
comedy
fucking
that
movie.
night.
No, you went to one set. Saturdays are for 5 sets. We're losing our discipline here along the way, Lee.
I would love to
You're
get. I would
supposed
love to have
You're
5
supposed
shows.
to be leading me. This is New York City. There's always a show.
To get on. I would love to get on.
Always a show to get on. Okay, it's Saturday night in New York City. You got no time to go see fucking Mission Impossible until Tom Cruise gives you $1 million. Then you go see Mission Impossible. Do you follow what I'm saying to you? You're in New York City. Ain't got no time to go see the disasters.
Yeah.
You got no time. You want to watch Mission Impossible after you do your 6 sets? Then go home and watch it at 2 a.m. Fucking pay the extra $20. You know, don't look at the rating. The rating don't mean shit. These people who go, they get like blind, retarded people to go do these fucking things. That you don't look at anything.
Right. No, it got an applause break after the movie, which I thought was crazy.
Because a bunch of hillbillies standing up. They're visiting New York from Arkansas, wherever the fuck they're from, and they're just happy to be in a movie theater with toilets. You know, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
But I am doing more, but you're right. I would love to have.
Yeah, no. Saturday nights, you got no time for this shit. This is what you do when you fucking they cut your leg off. Or after you get mugged and you're recovering in the emergency room.
I can catch up on all these movies. Dude, someone's gonna whack me in the fucking
No, they're
head.
not.
What do you mean? No, they're not.
They know. Listen, this is a you know, like when your parents beat you up. That's a controlled beating. You're not going to die unless your father's an animal or he smokes meth. You're not going to fucking die, okay? You're going to catch a couple punches to the mid-gut. You're going to go down. Then a few weeks later, he buys you a new G.I. Joe, and nobody knows nothing. Like that song. Remember? My name is Luca. I live on the 2nd floor.
Is that song about him getting beat up by his parents?
Some girl got beat up.
Oh,
I don't fucking know. You know.
Holy shit, dude. But... So what, you're saying I'm going to get hit, but not that bad?
It's a controlled beating.
I don't want a controlled beating.
They just want to smack you, kick you in the stomach, take your wallet, take your ID, and leave your money to fuck with your head. And then when you call the cops, but they took my ID. I left my money. That's a Joe Diaz mentality. You know what I'm saying? That means that ID is on the way to fucking Israel. And in 2 years, there's going to be 100 little Lee Syatts walking around here with mustaches and God.
Dude, that's what you used to tell me. One time when I was dating the Mexican girl, I was dating her cousin came over. I wasn't there. You're like,
you let her away for the weekend and left the girlfriend and the fucking sticky-fingered cousin over there. You know. You got to assume one of the two's got to have sticky fingers. How do I know? Because I was always that sticky-fingered cousin.
Yeah, but then
somebody's got to have sticky fingers. And that means while she's in the shower, somebody's rummaging into your stuff. You got to assume. That's the way people are. It's nature. A lot of people ain't going to stay in your house and not look through a drawer.
Right, you might look
and
through a
sniff
drawer,
your
but
vibrator or whatever, you know. I go to your house and I find your mother's vibrator. I'll sniff it. I'll give it just a little toke. You know what I'm saying? Like a little coke bump, like fucking.
What were vibrators like back then? Like, were they like? Did you have to like plug them into the wall? Like,
I don't fucking know. Do I look like a vibrator?
Oh, I thought you ran into vibrators.
No,
before.
I don't. This is a joke, Lee.
Okay.
It's a joke. You think I'm over here smoking vibrators on the weekend? Going on
I think
a
you might have
vibrator
before.
website.
Oh my! But
now vibrators got to be high tech. Like they got everything: a sprinkler, an alarm. They'll feed you intravenously.
Oh yeah.
They stick acupuncture points in there while they're there. I mean,
you can do a lot of stuff. There's one you can like connect to Bluetooth and it'll sync up with the music you're listening to. I'm not even fucking around. They also
the fact that you know this.
Oh, I know a lot about this.
Is disturbing. I know because you're a filthy fucking Jew. You love this shit. This is Jew people stuff.
Dude, they have.
God forbid I give you a chubby black chick. That's when you're real.
Where do you think I found this out?
I know that because once you guys get together with sisters and you lose your fucking mind, it's like a Diddy party. Get a Jew. I'm surprised there weren't more Jews at those Diddy parties.
Oh, there were. That's why they don't want the list to come out. That's why they don't want the list to come out.
Jews don't have that. Maybe one or two little Manhattan West Side Jews, but not high-level echelon type motherfuckers from the Jewish National Guard. Anyway, I had a fucking dog. All I could say about my weekend was acceptance is a motherfucker. And since we have somebody with political aspirations in this room, I'm going to tell you something that I didn't realize till this weekend. I always knew this, but I didn't realize it till this weekend. People over a certain age should not be in politics, especially when they're involved in laws or something like that. It's just, I'm too old-fashioned. Like in my mind, I'm nostalgic, and I'm too old-fashioned. And if you have one of those, it's bad. If you had both of those, it's even worse. Like in the back of my mind, I left here. I don't know. I went and I got in trouble and I got into comedy and I got married and divorced and I went through 1,000 of my own problems. But I always held this area like a fucking sanctuary. This for me is like what, when you go to Israel and you go to that wall and leave a note.
Yeah,
you know
the Western Wall. That's a pretty spot on description, the Western Wall.
For me, this is what this area has always been. Whether it's the food, how I stick up for the food, and how I'll live and die for Hudson County food and New York City food, to the state of mind, how it took me to the next level. Like, it wasn't that I was better than anybody. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. But I grasped some good things from bad people growing up.
Interesting.
And I grabbed things that were going to get me to the next level, which made them successful criminals or drug dealers or pimps or whatever the fuck they were for a living. It made them successful. But their stupidity got them caught or whatever. I picked up good things from bad people, you know? And part of those things is being nostalgic and your family and how you treat your friends and all this shit. So I come back here after 35 years and I'm expecting the same. And I don't see it in New Jersey as much. I know that New Jersey changed, and I come on the podcast, and when I talk to my friends, I tell them how upset I am at times. But then this weekend, I did something that I want to do something different. My daughter's been into theater lately, fucking whatever the fuck you call it, when they sing. Yeah, Broadway, musicals. And when they sing and they fucking musicals. So she was talking about this play, and her and my wife were going to come on a Saturday, and I go, listen, I'm not sitting here alone on Saturday. Why don't we just get a hotel room and go into the city? We don't do shit. It's not like we go to Hawaii or I go on a yacht and make believe I'm DJ Khalid getting chased by a fucking dude. Showing,
I'd like to see you pretend to be DJ Khalid.
Showing people I eat salmon on a fucking jet. That's not my bag, dog. But I go, let me go over there and live how white people live for a weekend. And I got something up on the Upper West Side. Well, not really. And, I've always, I'm a Jersey dude, and I love Hudson County. But before this whole party started, while I was falling in love with Hudson County, I was an Upper West Side kid. And that always meant something to me, Those kids up there were dirty, but not fully dirty. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they were dirty, but not Jersey dirty. Like, so Saturday, I went up there just to walk up. The girls were sleeping in or something. I got up early like an asshole. I didn't bring a jacket to New York City, so I had like a hooded sweatshirt that was thin. I'm thinking it's going to be fucking 80 all weekend. But I said, fuck it. I can't sit in this hotel room. It's early. I drank some fucking high-powered coffee, and I went across the street, and I didn't roll one joint. I rolled two motherfuckers. And I went to Central Park. It had to be fucking 7:10 in the morning.
How great was that?
And I just sparked one number, and then I sat down. I go, you know what? I'm going to spark another one. And that one took me to where I needed to go, and I just started walking, dog. And I fucking made it all the way up to like 76th Street. And I was like, and I sat down, I'm like, wow, look at this fucking neighborhood. Look how much it changed. Like, look what the fuck had happened to this New York that I thought still fucking existed,
Is there anything that looked familiar?
Well, yeah, the streets are the streets, but the people walking them. It was completely fucking different. And then I walked back and I did what I did. And then that fucking night, I did some shit. Oh, the girls went to Chicago. They went to the place Chicago. And I fucking, I said, I got to do something with my life. So before they left, they went to two plays on Saturday. So the first thing I did was I got up, I went for that walk, I went back, I was fucking tired. I took a goddamn nap. And then I got up again, and the girls were like, no, we're going to take a walk. I said, fuck it. So I went to visit my niece's husband. He's one of the chefs at Walensky, at Smith and Walensky.
Oh, nice. They look good.
Dog, when I walked in there, whatever I felt about New York City, that still had it. Like, that was still nostalgia, to the point where when you order a Coke, they give you one of those small Cokes with the high oxygen so it tickles your throat and shit. Ooh.
Like a little bottle of it?
Bottle ones.
Oh,
you
nice.
pop them with the fucking thing. Oh, my God. Not even, these aren't Mexicans. These are the original ones from Pittsburgh and shit or somewhere, you know? And that was great. The steak was great. And I said, fuck it. Let me take an Uber up to my neighborhood. And it was about 5. And I went up to 88th Street, dog, and I was blown the fuck away. The first thing I did was I walked to Mr. Martini's house. There was a guy, Mr. Martini, sucked my weenie. I used to torture him.
You remembered where he lived?
Yeah, because it's brownstones, you know, so I still remembered. Like, I didn't know if it was one or the other, but I remembered that his faced the park because he would run out this way. The other one faced Broadway. And that's when I started yelling, Mr. Martini, suck my weenie. But he didn't come out. I thought by now he had a nephew. That was my uncle, you know.
Holy shit. Dude,
and I
your
walked
memory
up to
is
the
crazy.
corner, and I walked up to my grammar school, and they're still redoing that. But the sad thing was they closed that horse ranch. Believe it or not, on 89th Street, between Amsterdam and Columbus, the stables.
For like the ones that take you around the city?
No, for fucking white people that go, we got so much money, we're just going to have a fucking horse in New York City.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There were people with horses in the city?
Not the people who would.
No, I understand what you're saying, but it's just like their
These
horse.
are just people that said, we got so much money, we're going to keep our horse in the city. Every once in a while, we'll walk in the Central Park. We'll get ourselves a couple of migrants, and we'll walk them down there with the rope, make believe we love the horse.
Holy shit.
And walk them back. I don't know. But we would go in there as kids and take the horseshoes. They would sell you a horseshoe for like a quarter or something. Like sometimes we would just steal them and they chase us out of there. That's done. My grammar school's getting redone. The whatever building was there, but the corner. I went to the corner and I rubbed my feet really good because that's where the PAL was when I was a kid. That's where I learned about life. My first real fucking touch with American life. And then I just went in front of my building and I could see the people who lived there and it changed. And then I walked a little bit, and then I go, "Fuck this! I'm past like 6,000 steps. That's it." And I fucking took the Uber home.
Ooh.
And I went back upstairs. I watched something with them, and then they left. Then I went down and smoked another number, and I just hung out on the corner of Columbus Circle, and I just watched people for 2 fucking hours. I was that high. I was like kind of drooling.
For 2 hours?
I just sat down in the corner. I didn't eat a fucking thing. I just drank water, and not one person said boo to me.
Never. It's the best part.
I had a hooded sweatshirt on with the hood underneath. My wife got me a windbreaker at Target for $20
Oh, shit.
because the other place wanted $1,100 for a fucking windbreaker. My wife's like, I ain't splurging no $1,100.
No.
Looks like you're going to freeze, chubby, because it was fucking cold out. But then my wife went to Target and they had like a clearance rack, and she found it. She goes, it might fit, it might not. It fit. She goes, for $20, we took a chance. So I just sat out there, and I looked at the people that lived in New York City now, and I'm looking at these people going, they would have never made it here 40 years ago.
Well,
They would have never made it here 40 years ago.
So I have a lot of thoughts about this and a lot of questions.
Yes, it was touristy, but I could see the people getting off the train. I saw those people. Another thing I made is that in 10 years, households will be run by women.
Why?
Because men are looking weaker and weaker. 10 years ago, I would need an 8-ball to talk to a guy into sucking my dick. Today, I don't even need that 8-ball no more. I could talk a few of those guys into just give me a blowjob. Like, get in the car, I want to talk to you about something. Really? What do you want to talk about? Listen, I want to talk to you about some political issues. And the world, you know, and it's seriously, you can see that these guys, and listen, we come and we go. Guys like me are never going to come back. Like, I was so disturbed. I talked to my wife about it. I'm like, we're the end. Guys that are opinionated and a little crazy and curse and, you know, I'm not mildly racist. I'm whatever you call
bigoted.
that. No, I'm not
No?
bigoted. I like saying racist stuff to get people going. I'm a comic about it, you know. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, I'm going to buy anybody dinner. At the end of the day, I'll put my hand out to anybody,
Right.
regardless of what color they are. You know, I talk shit. That's what I'm trying to say, you know. That's not going to be allowed. These guys just, you know, it's. I see women getting more aggressive. You know, the other night I couldn't sleep, and I got up in the middle of the night, and you guys are going to laugh at me, because this is what I've become. I watched, and George will appreciate this, I watched Texas against Clemson in girls softball. Jesus Christ, you have to see what these women are built like. You got to see what these women are built like. My wife came on. She goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm trying to read, but this was on." So, and she goes, "You're turning into my father." She goes, "I really." She goes, I'm going to lose my mind. She goes, "I really married my father." How the fuck? I go, "This is the only thing that's on." I mean, John Wick was on. Enough. How many times did I watch John Wick? You know, that's it. This was interesting. I was still reading the Rodney book over again.
Okay.
I took the Rodney book with me. And I'm looking at these girls going, look at this picture. And here's the funny thing. The pitcher was pitching 70 miles an hour. The girl, Emma, she pitches 58. 61 they clocked her at.
How old was she?
Emma is my daughter's age.
Holy shit.
So I'm watching this going, what the fuck? Look at these girls. And I'm like, these girls are going to beat the fuck out of these boys in 10 years. Dad was like a Roberto Clemente type Puerto Rican in the outfield. A Puerto Rican chick, she puts a red bandana on, Houston, Texas. The balls, the audacity, to even, you know, you're in Austin, Texas. They don't even know what a Puerto Rican is.
Right.
This bitch gives zero fucks. I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm putting a bandana on, and I'm wearing number 21 just to fuck you motherfuckers up. And then on the third base is a chubby Mexican girl throwing heat from third base like Wayne Garrett in 73. I mean, I never saw anything like that.
Were you getting into the game? Were you like getting pumped up?
You know, it was it's game 2, so it went into extra innings. And I'm trying to read this, and I'm watching this, and all of a sudden, like, I'm listening, and I'm like, this is getting interesting, but I was just like blown away by what I thought I was going to see and what I ended up seeing. Like, I would never stop with this. But I go to Austin, so I wanted to see if I ever have to bring my daughter down there.
That's cool.
It would be interesting.
And you know what? And it's funny because I didn't know about this. I watched one of those 30s for 30s this weekend about Reggie Miller versus the New York Knicks. It's like
Tremendous.
15 years old, like the documentary, but it's about the 95.
Him yelling at
Spike Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the whole 30 for 30s are fucking awesome.
The best.
But
the best.
the
The
thing,
best.
the reason it made me
The
think
best.
because I didn't know how badass Reggie Miller's sister was. Though they had a whole section in the documentary about how she was better than him, and he was not. He also worked very hard, but how she would fucking destroy him as a kid. Like she was the best player in the town.
What was her first name again?
Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Miller. Yeah, Cheryl Miller.
His best game as a kid in high school, he got in the car. He's like, I scored 40 points, and she's like, oh, good for you. And he expected her to have like a bigger reaction. He's like, what about you? She's like, I scored 105. She was apparently a fucking beast, Cheryl Miller. But it and it made me think, because they had that whole documentary, and it, like the biggest thing that I saw in it was like Patrick Ewing. Dude, he was a fucking tank. And I was watching the playoffs this weekend. They're all skinny. Like the Knicks had a thing that you weren't allowed. If you went down the lane, you were gonna get fouled. And I saw people get fouled by Patrick Ewing. It was like a football hit.
It was like Thomas Hearns.
And now, I'm the Knicks. I actually like the Knicks, but why is Karl Anthony Towns taking threes? It was the biggest. I think players are getting weaker now in basketball than like every other sport. They're getting bigger and stronger and more. Basketball, it's like they're getting weaker.
I disagree with you.
You think? Okay.
I went to a few live games. I have 2 arguments for you. I went to 2 live games, and both live games, I'm a basketball player.
Right.
You know, I grew up watching who I thought were the best. And at the same time, as a kid, I used to write letters to all the ACC colleges. And I would ask for their training routines.
Okay.
And they would write me back, you sit on the wall, you do 50 foul line sprints, you do a George Mikan drill, and then for weights, they did like curls, bench presses, shoulder presses. It was like a standard bodybuilding routine. They didn't really know where to go with it. And I did it, and it put some weight on me, whatever. But when I went to see the Celtics against the Sixers in Philadelphia, I focused on two players. One being Maxey, who's
the 76ers.
Who's thin, and the other one being Jason Tatum, as much as people may not like him or whatever. I was blown the fuck away.
By what?
Now, you got to remember, when I was a kid, I was in love with Hudson County basketball, primarily Bayonne, St. Anthony's, Hudson Catholic, and there was somebody else in Jersey City who played. Oh, Hoboken. Hoboken had Charles Dubois and the other two guys, and Jackie Galloon. But I still remember Hoboken led the county in slam dunks. Okay? And I still remember him coming up to lefties, and I'm going, just slam on me. Just to get the feeling.
You wanted to get slammed?
Yeah, he was 6'3" maybe, and his partner was 6'5".
Oh.
It was Juice and Bob Dubois, so both of them, whatever. They're both the same person. Juice is Bob Dubois. And then there was another one, Charlie or something like that. One was 6'5", one was 6'3". They led the county in slam dunks. The strength he had under the basket was superb. And then I go back to a guy by the name of Bernard King, who had a spin move that was perfect. But if he got you with that spin move, the strength and how he did it, how his body moved I don't know where he got that strength from. If he got you, you were going down. There was just some strong Maurice Lucas, Charles Barkley, Moses Malone. They were just naturally strong people. What's the other kid that plays for, he's still active, he's old. He was in the playoffs this year.
East Coast or West Coast?
He played for the Lakers for a while, and then they traded him to the Clippers. I went to see whatever team he was playing for when I first moved here.
Is it the dude with the spot in his head?
No.
No.
George, the power that man goes to the basket. And I was like, I wasn't on the floor, but I was like in the first up, and I just zeroed on him. How he got the ball, he was a point guard, and he came down, and all of a sudden, it wasn't a thin shake, it was a power shake. But back to Jason Tatum and Maxey. The speed that Maxey had was, I was like, but I got to remember, we're going to make him faster, we're going to make him stronger. When they rebuilt the $6 Million Man, that was the beginning of it. We're going to make him faster, stronger. And that's what's happened in the last 40 years. Training techniques have gotten stronger.
Right.
People know how to train the body, how to recover faster. Right now, when we were kids, an Achilles tendon injury, you were done for 2 fucking years. The fact that Aaron Rodgers came back after fucking 8 months is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And that's PRP every day. That's cryotherapy. That's a Chinese chick rubbing your leg. That's fucking constant.
And I may have misspoke, but I'm not, they're obviously in amazing shape. I'm not anyone to talk about anyone being in shape, but I'm talking about, just the size of it was a much, I like when there's one or two, I've talked about it, 1 or 2 3-point shooters, when everyone say, I like when people go down, Indiana does a great job of, and I actually do I like Hart on the Knicks, and whatever the point guard's name is, Brunson is
superb.
But seeing fucking Patrick Ewing, and you had to go for a layup against Patrick, no, are you serious? I would be afraid to run at Patrick Ewing.
You haven't even seen Moses Malone then.
That
was 6'11", 2-something, and he did not play. He never smiled.
And they were throwing punches.
These guys, look at Moses Malone. He just didn't smile. He went from high school right to the pros
Yeah.
And his attitude.
He's making millions of dollars. He looks like he's
no,
like doing
he wasn't
a
making
mugshot.
millions then. This was the 80s.
And
then I want you to see something else that you guys don't notice, but I've noticed. And I'm sorry that my niece is in the room and she has to hear this. Go get a Playboy from the 60s.
Okay.
Go get a Playboy from the 70s. Go look at women's bodies in the 70s and 60s and get back to me. Go back and watch the top movies of the 70s and look at the actress opposite the lead, whether it was Ally McGraw or the fucking girl, the Mailman Rang Twice with Jack Nicholson, whatever her name was. Take a look at those. What was her name? Jessica Lange. I'll give you 10 of them. They didn't need fake lips. They didn't need anything.
Right.
They just walked on a set and they were electrifying. You know, when you saw Ally McGraw in 1973 and he's smacking her, but she's got this innocent look and you're like, should I shoot McQueen in the head now or do I mind my business? Look how sexy Jessica Lange was. You can't put lips. She had no lips. Look at her. You know, this is a different beauty. But then I'm talking about when you look at naked women in the 70s in Playboy and the 60s, they were different. They were more voluptuous. The aorta was bigger. The circle was bigger.
Areola.
Everybody's
areola's
areola was bigger. So women's body have changed. We've changed. We've gotten stronger. Look at women. Look at fucking Mobland. Take a look at Helen Mirren. She's 79 years old. When you're 79, you're supposed to be at home praying to Jesus that you're not dying. She's telling the kid last night she's going to eat his fucking eyeball out. You know?
That's
but
badass.
Did you read her Time interview a couple of weeks ago? She did something in the New York Times. She fucking laid it down. This is what needs to be done when you're in your 70s. This is how I do it. I still drink booze. Look at her. She's fucking beautiful, Helen Mirren. She wears the craziest outfits on this show. And then she's got another, she's 79 and she's on 2 hit shows. Who does that? She's on that other show with Harrison Ford, shooting motherfuckers. Look at her. She's fucking stunning.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Shooting motherfuckers. When you watch that show, her nails are done fucking to the T, and her toenails, when she lays back, her feet are, she's got grandma feet. She's got grandma feet. Our grandma had pretty feet. She's 79.
But you like...
It's not how you age anymore.
Right.
It's how you age gracefully. And look at her drinking wine. She's a fucking savage. She's a fucking savage. She told Pierce Bronson last night to check his balls and shit. She's a fucking savage.
So, now, just to see, Helen Mirren or Diane Sawyer? Because those are the...
Both of them. Just me, them two, and massage stuff, and plenty of naps and milk, and maybe a shot of stem cell surgery.
Oh my God.
Anyway, thank you for, whatever. I don't know what I was going to tell you. Anyway, we're talking about creativity, and I saw something this weekend that blew me the hell away. I had always known the story. Number one, let's get to the basics of it. I always loved to read about how something was built. Don't come up to me and go, well, I'm worth $200,000 million and I got a rocket ship to the moon. That's great. For me, it's how did you even get the 20,000 to start this fucking idea? And how did it come together? And about a month ago, I realized Dean Delray was on the show, and I asked him when, about the Led Zeppelin documentary. And he goes, go on Amazon. I went home and I watched it. And I had to watch it in 2 parts because it was overwhelming, because this documentary is not about the women and this. It focused on how they put the first and the second album together. But the most important focus of this was the focus of how 4 of them came together and what they were independently doing and what Jimmy Page was doing.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, but Jimmy Page was already going Led Zeppelin with the Yardbirds. He was already going Led Zeppelin with the Yardbirds. The other 2 guys were doing something, and fucking John Paul Jones is on his own planet playing a fucking organ and a bass and fucking, and all of a sudden they get together and they become this powerhouse. But you see the steps. and you see the evolution from their first live performance to the third, to the fourth, and your fifth, and you go, holy fuck. You know, and yes, it's fate. You know, sometimes it's fate.
You think it's interesting?
All right, one part of it is fate because all the stars have to align. And if you've ever been involved in anything ever in your life, you know that when you break something down on how you're going to do it, and all of a sudden you get some people on board, all of a sudden everything has to be perfect. If one thing goes wrong, it's like my mother used to say, if it sucks in the beginning, it's going to suck all the way through. Okay, so if you go to me, oh yeah, we had fucking Nick, but Nick wanted $85,000, so we couldn't afford that. That's not what we discussed. Nick had the vision, so now you're gonna take $75,000 out of Nick to pay some schmuck that did theater, and now everything has to align. How many projects was I involved in that we're ready to shoot on Monday, and Friday night you get a call like, listen, the investor pulled out.
It happens a lot. Jesus.
Dog, it's happened to me, in I've been acting, 20 years. It's happened 10 times.
Oh, no.
And you don't, but you know when you get the script. I know. You just play this mind fuck. Or I didn't because I was serious about it. So, but when you get a script that's kind of like, and it doesn't have Universal or MGM or fucking HBO on it, anything can happen at any time. Even with those things, anything can happen at any time. So when you watch these things, yes, you see things align, but these motherfuckers are working towards something. And they didn't even know what they were working towards. And then through the fucking, he met John Paul Jones. He met John Paul Jones. And then because he did Jimmy Page and did the song to Goldfinger. That's Jimmy Page playing the guitar and John Paul Jones is on the organ. And some chick is singing. And then they hooked up doing some work on a fucking film. And then, I don't know, they met fucking the singer. And then he brought John Bonham with him. He said, well, I got the drummer for you. You got to go see this fucking animal. It was John Bonham. And you watch what they became. And I thought it was fucking interesting. I'm going to rent it again. I just need 2 hours of my time. It's $20, so it's a fucking investment.
Right.
And they might move it off on Amazon. And when it came out, it was on fucking... they put it on those projection screens. It came out on HD, on fucking, and all with the sound.
Oh, cool. In the movie theaters?
Yeah, it came out this
shit.
year. And it went right to, it was only like limited run, 2 weeks.
That's cool. It sounds like the biography of like the band. That's really awesome.
But it was really interesting how you're going for something without even knowing you're going for it. And then the other night I'm in the hotel. My wife's reading. The girls were doing, it's like 10:30 at night. And I knew it was last Monday night. I was going through the thing. Nothing was on TV. Me and my wife were like, what the fuck am I going to watch? And Pee-wee's Big Adventure was on. Now, that was a big year for me in 1985. I was leaving Jersey, but that winter, that whole pre-winter, I settled in a movie theater. That was my escape, to just go to movie theaters and watch as many movies as I could. George will tell you, I would go to double features.
Oh, the best.
I love movies. That's my fucking world, You smoke a joint, you go to a movie theater, eat some popcorn, nobody bothers you. Nobody bothers you, especially up in New York City, like those 181st Street movies. I would go to the movies by where you went once in a while, but that's not entertainment. Those are tame people.
Right.
You go, what you do is you go, in those days, like one day I would be bored and I go to the white movie theater on 44th Street, but the next day I'd come out of the bridge and I would go to 181st to the black movie theater and watch the exact same movie to see what the reactions were from two different audiences. Like if you went to a black movie theater to watch your movie, Friday night, you'd be on the floor laughing because black people don't tolerate that shit. It's like black people don't like magicians. You ever see a magician, you will not see a black person because they got to say shit. They got to say shit. And I quote that, black people don't like magicians.
And neither do you.
No. But I have personal reasons, okay? I got personal reasons because there's a magician who hates me. But black people generally, if you see a magician, you'll never see a black person with his family going, whoopee. Wow, how did he do that? They'll be like, what the fuck? I see that motherfucking pigeon. My grandfather invented that magic trick and shit. So, anyway. So, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. So, I put it on Monday night, and dog, I'm like, fuck. In my back of my head, when I clicked, I go, fuck. I missed the best part of the movie. And do you know that part was coming on? It's like whenever I see God Loves Me. You know why God loves me? Because every time I see Goodfellas is on, whenever I click onto it, it's always the Billy Bat scene. When they're in the bar, buy him a drink. No, you're drinking with an Irishman. I'm like, fuck, Jesus loves me. I got a time now. If it's on a regular fucking channel, it's 52 minutes in. If it's on pay TV, it's an hour 10 in with the commercials. So if it starts at 8 and I see Goodfellas, if it's 9 o'clock, boom, Billy Bats is and sure enough, it's, always dream the one I love would come along, with all that shit. So anyway, back to Pee Wee Herman here, because this is interesting shit. Have you ever watched Pee Wee's Big Adventure, Nick? No.
I don't think so.
Have you ever watched Pee Wee's
I've seen
Big
bits
Adventure?
and pieces of it, but
George, you know what I'm talking. Okay. There's a scene in Pee Wee's Big Adventure where he goes into a biker bar to make a phone call. Okay? Look at this motherfucker, right? He goes into a biker bar to make a phone call. And I don't know. They start goofing on him. He answers the guy back weird. No. Danny Trejo was in prison fucking washing dishes at that point in his life. Leave Danny Trejo alone. And he's on the phone and he yells at these poor bastards. And they're like, who the fuck is this guy yelling at us? And they go over and they're going to rough him up and all this shit. And they fucking, they just threaten him that they're going to fuck him up. Let's kill him. No. Let's light him on fire. No. Let's beat him up. And all of a sudden, under his voice, he goes, why don't we let him go? And this is like, I'm watching this the first time in a movie theater. I'm like, why am I going to see Pee Wee's Big Adventure? When this movie came out, I was like, hi, I had to kill time.
Right.
I owed the cops were looking for me something that made me go into this movie theater, and I didn't know what to expect. And I went into this movie theater, and it was okay for like the first 20 minutes. I must have been really high. Then this scene comes on when he walks into that bar, and he knocks over their motorcycles after they fucking throw him out, and they're going to threaten him. And they're going to kill him and all this shit. And he goes, one last request. And they go, okay. And he fucking goes up to the Mexican dishwasher and he borrows his white shoes, or the platform shoes, and he plays tequila. And he gets up on stage and starts dancing. And let me tell you something. The first time I saw it, I was 21 years old, and I think something came out of every orifice. My ass, I couldn't hold my pee. I was spitting. I was flustering. Look at this. Look at this. This mother, and it's pure comedy, guys. Look where he looks in the ceiling. Look where he looks in the ceiling. He's beautiful. What? Da, 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 da. It's fucking the most prettiest thing, and he's geeky, but he's selling it. This is what matters in life. He's fucking selling it. Right here. Look at his little head bouncing up. That is genius. That is comedy gold without saying a fucking word. Look at him. Then he starts smashing the bottles and shit. This is fucking comedy 101. If you want to get into any level of comedy, all these Will Arnett's and these people, look at this. Then he starts doing this shit, and I'm lost. By that point, diarrhea's everywhere, okay? I got my leg up. I don't give two fucks. This is going to sit there and rot because I'm sitting for the next showing. Like, that's how funny this scene was the first time I saw this fucking scene. And after that, it was like Pee Wee's Big Adventure 2, and then something else happened. Then he got caught in the bathroom with some kid or something. No, he never got caught. He never got caught with a kid. He got caught in a movie theater whacking off, right. And then in Florida, which in Sarasota, something like that. Where would you go? But this is the take when they give him a bicycle and he takes off with the bicycle and he goes through the thing and shit. I mean, this movie is very, very funny at levels that you look at me and go, Joey, come on, dog. I know you. You wouldn't laugh at this shit. I was dying. So I see that it's on Monday night. When the movie ends, they say Friday they're doing a documentary on Pee Wee Herman. I'm like, fuck. I didn't make a mental note. I did kind of, but who knows what I'm doing with girls softball and Memorial Day and barbecues and shit. This was on, and I was blown away because look at that. Paul Herman portrayed by Pee Wee Herman in Sarasota, right? Anyway, Indecent Exposure. We all went through one of those at one time in your life. Thank God the camera wasn't on, you know what I'm saying? But somebody's always got Instagram, like my nephew said. I'm watching this shit, and I got tears coming out of my eyes because everything I want to hear. How he was in L.A., he was starving, he was, going from place to place.
So you did watch a documentary?
Oh, yeah. He's talking about how he didn't know what to do, and he was part of the Groundlings.
Okay.
And then he goes, let me give stand-up a try. He goes, I'm going to do a show where I play a stand-up comedian that's not funny. And dog, he went up there and fucking murdered with little animals and shit. I was dying, okay? And usually I don't like that. Like the guy who cuts the watermelons and shit. You're not doing, I'm going to leave there with watermelon seed on my neck. I don't need that. So I'm watching this thing, and he's doing this, and then he goes that he wanted to do a stand-up comedian to commit to or something. And he came up with this character, Pee Wee Herman. And the people loved it, and then he just lived Pee Wee Herman. Like he dove into it, and he became Pee Wee Herman. And this is interesting, George, because I don't remember this, but you will. And we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago with Nick also, how Pee Wee Herman started, and then he put Pee Wee's show house together. It was before the Saturday morning show. He put a little fucking act, and they laughed at him. They said, okay, do it on a Sunday at midnight. Remember we discussed about that?
Yeah.
And he goes, I didn't care. This was my only shot, and I was going to do it. And Phil Hartman was his writing partner at Groundlings. Just brilliant shit. And two other guys, now they put this together, the mailman Wild Bill and this, and they put characters, and the show started at midnight, and people were yelling and all this fucking, and he's coming out there, but he committed to character with that little fucking suit on. Lee, come out of your coma.
I'm watching.
Come on, Lee. Planet the Bombardier. Lee's over there looking at that picture like it's Israel. He's like, fucking, what is this? Gaza's catching up with me. Anyway. He fucking they just break down the levels of what, and it's never, guys, like you see things on TV and you're like, man, I'm not even going to act because I'll never get famous like he will. It's not about being famous. It's about fucking committing to something and going, you know what? Either I'm going, what's that expression? Either I'm going big or I'm going home. And when you watch somebody break it down to you, and he goes, I got sick and tired of my career being in other people's hands. He just broke it down to the level that it was the same thing I felt. Me and Terry were like, Terry, do you remember when I used to bother you to show me what to do on the computer? Like, I didn't know. She's the one that got my MySpace for me, and I didn't know how to do a message or how to put a picture up or my resume. You got to put your comedy resume online. I'm fucked.
Right.
I would get to audition. We never got it. I thought I sent it. I never sent it. I never sent anything. I didn't even know how to send.
Well, dude, that's why I was just listening, because I know I've heard of Pee Wee Herman, but it was a little bit like I wasn't the right age. So like I'm blown away that it sounds like there was like a lot of he was really good at it. I just assumed it was like a stupid.
And he started at
It's like a serious thing.
He started at the Groundlings.
Right.
And then it got so big, they moved it to the Roxy.
Oh, shit.
Okay? This is what I'm saying. It's like Kill Tony. Whether you love him or you don't like him or whatever, Red Band, I got a problem with how they picked the contestant. Listen, you're missing the fucking patois of this. So what? They don't have you on. Now go create your own fucking thing. What would you do different? If you were Kill Tony, what would you fucking do differently? Instead of sitting there and criticizing him, okay, since you know everything, what would you put your life to? What would make you pack up your bags, tell your mom to sell your car, move to LA because you're that fucking committed to something? And that's what you see with this motherfucker. But then you start seeing the growth. How he went to the Roxy, then he went somewhere else. And then HBO showed up and gave him, in the old days, what was that? They had that show. To get on that show, it was like stand-up something. No, this was a different series they had. something pop up, stand up. They had like a stand up series once a month.
On what channel?
HBO, when everything was HBO. Like when you hit HBO, that's when you were fucking successful. And I forget the name of the fucking show.
Is it a comedy half hour?
Something like that. And they gave him one of those, and he fucking blew up. And then he got the movie deal. And it was Phil Hartman and him and somebody else were writing the movie deal. And they were writing this idea, and it just didn't have it. But one day, Paul Rubens was sitting there, Pee-wee, and looking on the lot and going, where the fuck do people get these bikes? Everybody's going around on bikes. And it's the truth. When you're on a studio set, you're walking, you're fucking 90 degrees, and there's these people blowing by on a bike. And then some guy that works there will come by. You're like, what the fuck? What am I, chopped liver?
Right.
Give me a fucking bike. If I would have known it was on the other side of the studio, I wish I would have had something, roller skates.
Right.
But it's the truth. At one point, when you're walking on those lots, you're like, where the fuck do people get these bicycles from? And he said that he made a big stink about it. And that the studio gave him that bike, Pee Wee Herman.
Okay.
And he went in and goes, throw away the script. We're going to write it based on this. But right there, dog, you're in the middle of a deal. They already settled. And now you're switching the idea. And you're hoping they're going to love it. You're like, listen, it's not what they paid for, but we're going to give them something 3D. And that movie made a shitload of money. They even put him on the road. No, before that, they put him on the road, and he was selling out theaters. Fucking selling out theaters because the networks wanted to make sure he could sell tickets. The same story everybody has. The same fucking story, the same shit everybody has. Even though he had this hot show, he was going to sell. They're like, no. Now we're going to throw a different curveball at you. Oh, no. And that was before this. They called him to audition for Saturday Night Live. And he said he walked in there, batting the motherfucker. Everybody knew who Pee Wee Herman was. But when he was in the audition, Gilbert Gottfried walked in. And he realized that him and Gilbert Gottfried were the same type. And that Gilbert Gottfried was friends with one of the producer's sons or something. And he goes, I knew when I went in front of him, I didn't get it. So I went back to L.A. and recharged my career again. And that's when the agent said, well, fuck it. Do the show and then take it on the road. Do a stand-up act on the road. And he would basically go out there with the suit and go, ha. And shoot lizards at people. Oh, he would throw out, he would throw out Tootsie Rolls.
Okay.
And people went fucking nuts if they grabbed it because he wanted to make the show like
interactive.
Brilliance. He wanted to make a deal.
Oh, okay.
When we were kids, let's make a deal. The guy would come out and give you have brown shoes on? Yeah, give me $20. Hey, you got a big dick? Yeah, $20. He wanted to do the same thing. So when he gave you the chocolates, people went crazy. He was getting standing ovations. The same story, everybody. So in the middle of all this, he's going to get a deal. They're like, nah, you got to go on the road and sell tickets. So I had to go out and do a 27-city tour. It was so amazing. And they showed the lines and the standing ovation. And then finally, HBO gave him. Somebody went back there. Somebody big went back. It's the same thing. Somebody big went back there. And they said, what's he going back there for? If he's walking back there, we better get our mitts on him. And that leveled his stock, and they gave him that fucking movie.
And did you know this about him before you started, or you just wanted to because you thought
the
movie
friend
was
of
good?
mine that got me into the Comedy Store, God rest his soul, Rick Dukerman, told me that he was going somewhere one night. And he goes, Bill Rubin, whatever, Paul Rubens. And I go, Pee Wee Herman? Really? And he goes, bro, Pee Wee Herman's a dangerous motherfucker. He goes, that guy's a great writer. He goes, I've known him for years. Nice guy, blah, 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 blah. And then, you got to remember, like the first week I got to L.A., George Michael got caught, like close to where I was staying, in a bathroom in Beverly Hills, whacking off. Some undercover cop caught him in there. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the whole story. I wasn't there.
He was deep undercover. What was he doing?
That's when you're deep undercover. You're lurking in bathrooms, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened. And they talk about this in the documentary, but they broke it into some like weird segments, how what happened next, was devastating. They swarmed his house. And they went into his fucking magazine collection, and they pulled all this shit and said that he had pornography in there. And they pulled it all out, and he was gay. So it wasn't pornography. It was like men's magazines from the 60s, guys with bikinis on, posing muscles, muscle and fitness, that type of shit. But in one of the pictures, it was a kid in the cover. And he was like 17 and a half, 17. So they got him for one count. That they researched everything. They went through every magazine, his whole house. They didn't find anything. But the new DA said, no, he's got to get charged with this. And he has to be a sex offender for 3 years and blah, blah, blah. And it took a lot of wind out of his sails. And then he laid down for a couple of years. And why I was telling you, I think before the podcast, I was telling Lee about a story with Garrett Morris, the guy from Saturday Night Live. He had a club. And why I'm telling you this, because when I was down there, I met a guy. And he goes, can I call your agent on Monday? And whatever year that was the year that Paul Rubens was going to bring Pee Wee Herman live back. And they were looking for funny characters. And this guy thought it would work for me to audition for him or whatever. I was pretty fucking excited. At first, I was like, what are you going to do? But if somebody gave him a deal to do it in L.A. Live, do you know what L.A. Live is downtown? They wanted you to, remember I did a show there. I did 2 shows there. I did one with Wheeler Walker.
Right, yeah, I went to that one.
And then I did it by myself. And then it was there or something like that. Well, no, somewhere where it was like a stage. I'm sorry, Lee. It's like a stage. It's like a theater. And I told my agent they're going to call you, and they never called. So who the fuck knows what happened? And that's my Pee Wee Herman story. But I like that, Lee. And it makes me think about, writing jokes with George in the back of a bedroom with there's no air conditioner. And George just threw the fan out the window. And it makes you think about what you go through and how everybody thinks that you just, I was talking to my nephew before and he was telling me, I go, all weekend I've been seeing these people, putting up pictures of down the shore. And not one of them, I grew up down the shore. Again, I left for 40 years and came back. But before that, about 10 years ago, I saw a picture of the shore before Sophia, whatever the hurricane was, Katrina, Hurricane Sandy. Before Hurricane Sandy, somebody showed me a picture of the beach, and I was like, there were people on top of people. That's not how I remembered it, but that's what my problem is. That's why I can never be a politician. And that's why I don't believe like Nancy Pelosi and all those old people, like that old dude with the long face and the glasses. I don't like, bro, don't guy talk to me. Bro, you're 80 years old. You're still listening to doo-wop music. You're out. If I play Biggie Smalls, the second album, you have a heart attack. Like, I know that guy. What's the matter, Lee? Snap out of it.
I'm watching you.
You're getting sleepy. Look at Lee.
I'm doing good,
This is why this happened again. He leaves here, and he goes back to the minor leagues. Then he comes home to Pop on Monday, and he gets smacked around. Now he's been staring at me with the Japanese. He's over there looking at it like it's fucking...
I'm trying to know what it says.
Yeah, I know, because you can read Japanese. Get the fuck out of here, you fuck. Yeah, you can read Japanese all of a sudden.
Those edibles are pretty good.
No shit. That's why we eat them, because they're good. And I think I had like one or two. I think I had like 2 of them on the way up here.
What do you think? How do you think you had an edible?
I had 200 before I even got in the car, before I left my house.
Jesus Christ.
I was feeling good. I was out of the shower. I'd done
Is
a
that
little workout.
to take an edible? I was out of the shower.
My wife made some chicken cutlets, not really chicken cutlets, chicken breast on the grill with arugula, with hot peppers and a little mozzarella cheese. It all melts together and you burn it. She stole the idea from a restaurant around the corner that had it.
Wow.
But they gave you too much. You know when people give you too much bread? It was a pizza dough bread. That pizza bread that people think is cute. They also got the best Italian tuna in the business. That's how I started eating Italian tuna, because I'll get the sandwich there, but I go, I don't want bread. I just need a little with tuna. I just need a little slice of white bread, something thin, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To sustain the tuna.
So you made that with a chicken sandwich.
Huh?
Your wife made a chicken sandwich.
No, I didn't eat the bread, you fuck.
You
I just
didn't eat
had
the bread
the
at
chicken
all?
bread. Bam! You know what I'm saying? Why eat the fucking bread?
Because it's delicious.
It's like tonight, I had 8 pieces of meat,
right.
but 1 with bread. So you balance out. I got my protein, but then the bread browns out everything. Then on the way out, I get my pickle and I get the vegetable. You know what I'm saying?
You do, especially with
drinking water.
Especially with stuff like this, you do have to like decide what you want to eat more of. Because like if let's say you had 2 or 3 buns, you wouldn't be able to eat that much.
Wait a second. Before we discuss eating, I got to
What?
talk to you guys about the review about this fucking Smith & Wazinski.
Okay.
So I know my appetite has dwindled. Again, ever since I became a softball dad, everything's going downhill, okay? Now my appetite, I'm down to 2 fucking meals, guys. No, what are you knuckling me for? I live on the East Coast. I want to be a fat fuck. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go eat Cuban food after we do the podcast.
I thought it was a good enough thing.
So, what are we talking about?
With Smith and Walensky.
Oh, so I went to Smith & Walensky. I only ate breakfast, and it was a light breakfast. A big number for breakfast, but 2 of the skinniest eggs I ever saw in my life. You know, again, I'm used to going to this hotel, no names. Somebody always pays for it when I go down to Texas. And you go there, and you get the breakfast special. They give you 2 eggs on 1 fucking plate. Okay, and the egg yolks look like aortas from the 70s. What are those things again? Areolas from the 70s. They just don't give you 2 pieces of bacon. They give you a dish covered with bacon.
I love that.
And they give you a basket with bread with all the different breads. All of them. Multi, rye, fucking granola, and fucking white. Toasted with a jar of melted butter on the side. They give you a protein powder milkshake with like a smoothie, protein smoothie with chia seeds in it. You feel them in your teeth the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And then they give you fresh squeezed orange juice, and they bang you out with some coffee. They leave the pot with extra sweetener. That's how you live it up in those.
That's a good breakfast.
Who would take? You think Uncle Joey would take in a bum breakfast here?
Well, it sounds
And
like
a
you
little cup
went
of
to
fruit
one.
to boot. And if I smoked and came up and had the room service, I'd make them send me some fucking oatmeal.
Ooh.
Boom. And after that, you go down, smoke, and you come back up. Pray to God there's a Law and Order on. One of those ones you've seen 20 times where the guy stabs the cop, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
That's always a good one.
So, but then what happened with this breakfast?
It was skinny. It was light. It was like for an AIDS victim. Somebody didn't want a big breakfast. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that sucks. But then you went to Smith and Walensky?
And then I held down. I went to Smith & Walensky, and I walked into that motherfucker. Like I said, I want to give a shout out to my nephew, Joe Lopez. I called my niece, and she goes, he's working. I said, I'm going over there. Foof. I took an Uber, talked to an Indian dude that was interesting. He gave me a tremendous ear beat, and I have no idea what he was saying. But he was funny. He was funny. I work 6 hours. Boom, 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 boom. I go home. Boom, boom, boom. He was making noises. I'm like, all right. At least, I don't know how to do that shut off. Some rude people, you could shut the driver up. Like, there's right when you order an Uber.
On
there's
some
a
Ubers
switch.
you get that.
Somebody asked me once. I couldn't see it. They're like, you want to talk to the guy? You know, talk about what? And he goes, there's a switch. You could tell the guy to shut the fuck up. No, I'm not rude. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, oh.
What happens? He gets a gun to his head and he can't say run. I go, that's the dumbest thing in the world. I want to talk to the guy. He ain't going to talk to you anyway. He don't know how to talk English to you. So what are we talking about? So I took an Uber down there, and I smoked before I went in there. And then I smoked some reefer before I went in there. I went up to the bar. I was the only man at the bar. There were some people on the tables. I had an Irish bartender. How you doing? Very polite gentleman, fucking dressed, boom. Everything was tight on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I sat right in front of like a whiskey thing where they had all the whiskey selections. I don't know what they were. I could lie to you. I just know they look expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like those whiskey. But everything looked good. It was clean. The bottles were clean. I opened up with a fucking wedge salad. They gave me a wedge, but it was different. It had bacon on it, blue cheese, but then they gave me 2 fucking tomatoes with 2 onions on top of them. Those big, come on, dog. If I would have known, that's a meal right there. I put pepper on that motherfucker and just started whacking it. I go, let me get a glass of water and a Coke. Because I was feeling frisky. He goes, no Coke Zero here. This ain't no pussy bar. This is New York City. Either you're in or you're out. I said, I'm in. He gave me the fucking bottle of Coke. Great dude, too. The general manager came over. I said hello to him. I dug into that tomato. They were both fucking those big tomatoes with the onions. Unbelievable. I ate into the wedge, and I knew. I go, this is not going to be good, Uncle Joey, because I can't finish the fucking steak. But there was a grilled steak on the menu, and then my nephew came out. He goes, what do you want? I go, I want that grilled steak like 12 ounces. He goes, I got a 14 ounce. I go, kick it. He goes, how do you want it? I go, medium well. I want a little pink, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say
way to describe it.
I can't say what I want to say. Oh. But anyway. Anyway. My nephew goes, perfect. Now, I was watching the fucking game. I was watching the, I think, no. I think the Mets played the Dodgers the night before, and it went into extra innings, so it was Saturday. Maybe I was watching the Yankees against Colorado, because that's right, because the Yankees had lost the night before, even though Judge hit a home run. I didn't watch the game. I just read the fucking thing on the little tracker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that.
So funny.
People are like, look at Joey. He knows about sports. No, I just know how to read the fucking thing. The steak came within like 15 minutes. And it was fucking beautiful. When it came by me, it smelled. Now, he told me. He goes, we age our own steaks. You know, the whole thing. We get 30-day dry, whatever the fuck all that means. I don't, listen, just give me the steak. Let me try it. Dog, the first bite, I've been to like the fatty. It was perfect. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know what? And you have to take care of yourself from time to time, because you go out sometimes and you're like, I'll take the steak, and you eat it. And it was a good steak, but there's a difference between a good steak and a steak that you go, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, they come with the dessert tray and you're like, there's no need to. I need a coffee. That's it. Give me a coffee and a bill, because we don't need no dessert. Next time I go in there, I'm going to eat like 800 milligrams. And I'm going to go in there because they have a strawberry shortcake. Oh. But it's not the strawberry shortcake we grew up on. The people with the ice cream company with the bell. Good Humor strawberry shortcake. It's a strawberry shortcake. Find the picture. Strawberry shortcake.
Oh, like with the bar?
Huh? Dog, it's the bar, but they give it to you, the bar and a cake, and it's gigantic, and they give you a fucking upside-down cone with vanilla and some sauce on the bottom. Dog, come on. Who you think you're fucking dealing with? Joey Banana? That's it. I signed up as Smith & Walensky. I'm with them from now on. Some people with the Irish, I'm with the Italians. Some people with the Puerto Ricans, I'm with Smith & Walensky. That's how I'm rolling.
I haven't been there
Find a slice of Smith & Walensky strawberry shortcake cake. Your fucking Lee, forget about it. Your Ozempic, it's over. Even the Ozempic will tap out. The Ozempic will
do they do a chocolate one
start
too?
Fucking shooting in your arm. What?
Do they do a chocolate one too? Or just the strawberry shortcake?
Why we got to talk about chocolate? They do strawberry. Like just take the strawberry for right now and then move on to the other shit, okay? But no, what I wanted to talk to you about besides strawberry fucking shortcake was that I was talking about this a few episodes ago. About how people look at things and they go, you know what, it really doesn't matter because that's never going to happen for me. And when I heard it the last time, I was like, you know what, this is what pisses me off about people, because I never thought, there it goes, there he goes, look at it, Lee. Bam! No, he just had it. Look at it right there. Oh my goodness, Lee. Holy shit, Lee. Look at that baby girl. How many fucking milligrams would you take? Lee, you would go in there and eat that right off the street. You wouldn't even eat the entree. I know, Lee. Lee would go in there, you know what, I'm really, really hungry.
Well, I was going to ask if you were going to do that.
I'll take a Coke, Pepsi. That's exactly what Lee would order. You know what, I'm not really hungry. I'm going to have a Diet Coke, and I'm just going to have the strawberry shortcake cake because I'm not really hungry, and I'm going to diet.
Well, look at that. That's a 6-layer strawberry shortcake with a full scoop of ice cream.
That's a meal. That's for 3 gorillas. But the shame was at one time I could sink that and give it back and go, you know what, I'm debating another one. when I was 3 fucking whatever, when I was 400 pounds,
Yeah.
I would fucking eat 2 of those things. Easy. After the fucking 19-ounce steak, bread, clam chowder, the bread bowl, mashed potatoes, and not a vegetable around.
No, dude, that looks like something like you order one and you eat like half and you're like, let's order another one.
Yeah.
Like that looks so good. I love eating in New York. Cause like it sounds like the service was really good.
Everything
like,
was very good.
how,
Everything was very
even
good.
looking at the salad, how were the vegetables? Did they look nice?
Fresh.
Like,
the
dude,
tomato was fucking and they didn't give me, everybody else has been giving me red onion. They gave me a white onion to really flip. I know George is like, I wouldn't eat that shit anyway. But George knows what I'm talking about.
That's awesome, dude.
But you know, Lee, honest to God, like, you hear all this shit. Listen, yes, there's a lot of stand-ups, and there's a lot of people in their house right now playing the guitar. And there's a lot of people in their homes right now in the garage playing the flute. And no, it's the truth. Some people are trying to get a scholarship. Some people are trying to learn an instrument. And some people are going, you know what? Someday I want to be the next Eddie Van Halen. You know? And you see them, they're kind of confused, and they're kind of goofy, and they just, you know, and one day they just disappear. And then you fucking see them, and they're on TV, or they're, you know, whatever. And you're like, how the fuck did that happen? And you get it, because people committed to something. They put the work in. They didn't let nothing distract them. Like, when you listen to Pee Wee talk, he's talking about how, you know, the levels, and how he struggled, and he was sick and tired of people telling him to do this and to what. And they showed all his movie roles. Like, he was everywhere. And he's like, that wasn't getting me anywhere. That wasn't getting me anywhere. They showed Cheech and Chong, because Cheech and Chong went down to Groundlings and hired him as a bartender. They showed him in a different movie. He was fucking shooting movies, man. And he was like, and I get it. You just get stuck. You get stuck. I was fucking stuck as fuck. From fucking 98 to 2004, I shot, 80, I don't know, 80. Everything I shot was like a TV show. And I was getting co-stars. I was always that guy that said, hey, what are you doing in here? Or I would get shot in the beginning of the show and shit like that. And then I got lucky with Spider-Man. Like, I got really lucky. I thought it was just an ordinary scene. I didn't know it was going to fucking, I just got lucky. And then out of that role, I got the longest shot, which allowed me to play longer in a movie. That was like a relief for me, because I was like, finally, I didn't get shot in the beginning of the movie. Right. I break my leg at the end and they cut me out and shit, but at least I'm in the fucking movie. So for me, it was great. So I get it, how one day you wake up and go, for how much longer am I going to be a fucking co-star? How much longer? What do I need to do to get me out?
Right.
And he bit into that, and I respect that type of shit. I really do. I just saw what he did, and then seeing what Led Zeppelin did, how it all came together. That's what's interesting to me, not when you're on a plane and you're smoking dope and doing drugs, Those are the stories that have always fucking let me know, you know what? We got a chance of doing this shit. We got a fucking chance of doing this shit.
Right. Because there's so many of them now, especially since podcasts have been going on. Like we've followed careers of people from all levels. Like some of them started as headliners and are now doing arenas, and then some people were doing podcasts as features and are now doing, are now headlining across the country. And it's just cool. Like that's actually what it is. It sounds like what we were talking about at the beginning, that movie that you watched. Like you can follow a lot of comedians' careers, like the history of it, through podcasts now. Like it's like eventually going to be a bunch of documentaries about people. This thing, like name a comedian, then you can have a decade of their weekly career updates.
It is the same, but it's not the same, Lee. It is the same, but it's not the same. If you think I could have gone through that struggle. What did I tell you when we first started the show? Quote me. What I told you when we first started the show and I said 6 a.m. Tell them at home without me saying a word to you. What was the first thing I said to you?
You wanted to do it at 6 a.m. to get to them first with something.
I told you that if I was still doing coke.
Oh, it would never would have worked.
It never would have worked. 4 weeks in, I would have called him and said he would have been there in the studio. Where's Joey Diaz at? And here I am in Hollywood at the Comedy Store in some hotel room with a chick.
Yeah.
So for me, podcasting showed up when it did.
Right.
Do you follow me? If it would have showed up 5 years earlier, it would have never happened.
Right. No.
There's no way I would have spoke about my drug problem at the time because I thought it would have ended my career. But at the same time, it would have, looking back, if the podcast would have came in 2005 and I showed them how low I was and then quit in 2007 and stuck to it, I'd be Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
I'd be Dr. Phil right now, if you think about it.
Oh, my God. And there are some people who are that honest on podcasts. And I'm not saying, like, yeah, obviously, like, there was a lot of luck that to make a successful podcast. But if you just look at the top 20 comedy podcasts out there, most of them are, like, getting to be about 10 years old now. And, like, you have, and to say career update was, like, just a minor part of what you have. For a lot of comedy podcasts, you have, like, it's like a diary of that person for 10 years. It's like we don't even realize what we've done. It's like really crazy.
Well, I'll tell you who has a diary on this podcast, and you'll never think about it. That's my daughter.
Yeah, dude.
Because when we started the podcast, we started in her bedroom. And
she wasn't around.
2 months, my wife's like, I'm pregnant. You guys got to get the fuck out of here. I mean, we got a 2-bedroom. Like when we moved, it was Thanksgiving of 2009. We go, you know what? Let's get the fuck out of here. Everything was changing in Hollywood. Fucking, when you got up at night, like when we moved to Hollywood, you'd hear, you'd hear a gunshot every 3 weeks or something. No. By 2004, it was boom, boom, boom. And we were surrounded. We were right in the middle of Hollywood, and all these rooftop bars were opening up. Plus these everything went outside. So you go pee at 3 a.m. Oh my God! If my window was open, you walked in the bathroom, and it would just fucking boom, boom. It's a small bathroom. So I was down there. So we were like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'll never forget my wife calling me, going, listen, we just lived in a place for fucking 9 years, and we barely made $800 a month rent. The only place I found is 1 bedroom for $1,200, but I found a place on a street called Compton by a horse stable or something for $1,350. She goes, Joey, if we get this, it's going to be a big commitment. Think about it for 2 days. What do you want to do? And I'm like, you know what? I got to put my big boy pants on. I can't snort coke. By that time, I was 2 or 3 years clean already. I was 3 years clean. I'm like, let's put our big boy pants on. And we got a 2-bedroom because at the time, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if your older daughter was going to come out to California to play softball. I didn't know if Mike Runny's daughter was thinking of going to USC or some shit. Lisa Messina's, I had like 4 moms were calling me going, hey, I'm going to talk to you about something. My daughter just got accepted to UC Berkeley. How far is that from you? I don't fucking know. It's in Berkeley. I don't know. So I got the extra bedroom thinking somebody was going to move in. In the back of my head, I'm like, this is my turn to help somebody the way somebody helped me when I was growing up. Somebody's going to call me and go, Joey, my daughter is going to school out there and she's going to live an hour from you. Just to be sure, can she stay in your bedroom? Absolutely. But the whole podcast thing popped up. We get the fucking podcast room. We're just getting started. Also, my wife gets knocked up fucking 2 months later. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you could stay like another month, but then you got to go. Because I got to clean this room and sanitize it. You and this fucking Jew in here telling you disgusting stories. I know we started the podcast and that thing, and we brought my old podcast host in. Remember she came in one morning, I'm not coming and take pictures.
Yeah.
And she came in, and the content we were talking about on that podcast and the content we were talking about now in that my daughter's future bedroom was two different worlds. That poor lady, when it got up, she called me later. She goes, that was very interesting. I go, fuck yeah. That's what a podcast is. A motherfucker throwing his fucking heart out, letting people know that I fucked up. What do you want from me? You want me to sit in my bedrooms with the fucking curtains drawn? I got to get out of here. I made a mistake, so what? And that's the same thing Pee Wee Herman did. He didn't make a mistake. They nailed him. And then once you come out in Hollywood, like, listen, I could tell somebody that, hey, Lee plays with 4-year-old boys.
Jesus Christ. How will we not say that?
Right. We'll scratch that, but yeah.
No, we don't.
Lee plays with 8-year-old boys.
Oh, thank you.
So,
oh, good Lord.
Me saying that and somebody saying that we broke into Lee's house with a warrant looking for child pedophile material, that's two different things. That means every endorsement, everything. You go home and there's one last check, and you're lucky you got that. It's like, don't call us, cash the check, have your mother cash the check for us. We're too embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You lose everything. Everything goes out the fucking window. And that's what happened there. And then it took years to overturn whatever happened, and then he started doing this thing again. But it was interesting, and I'm not going to spoil the beans here. Watch the documentary, see what you get out of it. He was very honest. He was very real. And, man, he touched me. Like, it was like, not like fucking, but he touched me in the sense that he told the struggle and how it's supposed to be. It just didn't happen. Like, can you imagine Saturday Night Live calling you and going, Lee, this is when Saturday Night Live was Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Again, for the cheap sheets. Tell them, George.
In like the 80s?
Yeah.
It was like the height of it.
It was you and Lawrence Taylor. Right? It was Saturday Night Live and Lawrence Taylor. After Saturday Night Live, they have that little party, and then those kids go into the village. They just walk around like Brad Pitt, naked. College students come up to them sucking that yum-yum stick, and the girls, it's insane. And the same thing with like Lawrence Taylor. That's how big their personalities were.
Right.
And at that time, it was a television every Saturday. That generation was home watching Saturday Night Live. He was doing all this work in L.A., and he comes to New York, and he fucking, you've been to fucking things where you showcased?
Mm-hmm.
Now, those are little things. Can you imagine the magnitude of you going into something thinking, finally, me and my girlfriend could get out of that one bedroom basement and live like normal people? Think how much pressure that does to your psyche when you go in there. So,
and do you know? Did he say if he saw Gilbert before or after he auditioned?
He saw him at the audition when he walked in. Hey, listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you how many times, I can't even remember, but how many times how many times did anybody in this room or anybody who's listening to this podcast go into a tryout for a team or a fucking a job interview where they're like, you got this. Your uncle's sending you in there. Yeah, he knows the guy that drives the truck. His cousin is married to the sister. You're like, and you go somewhere and all of a sudden there's a fucking, it's a wild reckoning for you. You went in there thinking, I got this. And also, how many tryouts did you go to as a kid thinking I got this? And all of a sudden some kid from Edison in Union City with a fake birth certificate comes up and he's jumping over you. Next thing you know, you see his family drive up with his wife and the kids. He's fucking 16 with a family and shit. Meanwhile, he's playing bitty basketball, slam dunking backwards and shit. That always happened as a kid where you thought you had a position, you thought you had something at the last minute. They throw somebody else in. If you're in a career, get ready for that. Where you think you got it licked. They already took you out to dinner. They signed the contract. You ever see The Green Book? It's been on a lot lately. You ever see the movie The Green Book?
Yeah, of course.
The guy who they take his hat.
Oh yeah. The gangster.
The gangster. They take his hat. You ever see the Green Book? No. They take that guy's hat. That guy was the original Don Johnson. They signed him on a Monday. Don Johnson came in on a Friday. They had already given him $750,000. Once they found Don Johnson, they said, keep it.
Oh, no.
And, oh, yeah. We'll call you. And that's what happens sometimes. He had the job on Monday.
You don't have the job until you have the job.
Shane Gillis had the job on Tuesday morning. And on Wednesday, some Chinese kid sends a telegram, and now you're done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's you on the phone ordering Chinese food, and the kid sends a telegram and tapes you. That happens to everybody. And it's not how it happens or what happened, is how you handle that fucking obstacle sometimes. And Pee Wee handled it. You know, Led Zeppelin got hit with drugs and God knows what else, Staminka juice, hepatitis. They were on to a different level of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And 9 albums. There's people today who can't stay together for 3 albums. And Led Zeppelin really did 10 albums. I don't count Coda because by that time I was off the reservation. But 9 albums. Tell me about a band today who's got 9 fucking albums. Not 4 different personalities that are fucking stronger than death.
Right.
And that's what I like to see. That's why comedy is so much easier than music. Because I got to deal with 4 of you motherfuckers. You might come in and go, I don't really like my guitar work on that. What do you mean? We already laid the album down. Yeah, I want to play a violin and blow a sparkle out of my ass at the same time to get the full effect. Okay, now I got to deal with this fucking hump. When I do comedy, I'm the Captain Kirk of the Enterprise. That's why comedy's so strong, because I make the decision. I'm the fucking man in charge. I'm the producer, the director, and you got all these people going, I'm a director, I'm a producer. You haven't done dick. Shut the fuck up. You haven't done dick until you become a stand-up comedian at all levels. You're a producer, you're a writer, you're a director, you're an arranger, you're a promoter. How are these people going to get in? What are you going to do? What are you going to pay? You going to hire a publicist for $8,000 a month? Yeah. Good luck, bitch. Good luck. So what are you going to do? You got to go out in the streets and pass out flyers when you believe that much in yourself. But it's 2025. You don't have to go out there and pass out flyers and be a politician. There's the internet, and there's different ways. There's 1,000 different platforms. So what the fuck are we talking about here? Let's take another edible and call it a night. Happy Memorial Day, you fucking savages. It's going to be a great week here. Lee's in Pluto again, as you could tell.
I'm doing fine.
Because every fucking week he goes on. And he plays fucking... He plays... Look at him. He knows.
No.
The other night he goes, I called him Saturday morning. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Sunday morning. He sounded like Medusa. Oh, yeah. What's the matter, Lee? Oh, we did some edibles and went to see Mission Impossible. How many milligrams did you do, Lee? 50.
No, I didn't. I did not do 50. I did. I think 200.
No, you did not.
But not the ABXs.
Not. You did that other Tamiki. No. You didn't do no ABXs. And the sad thing is, you have ABXs.
I can't walk around with ABXs.
Do you understand me, ladies and gentlemen? Don't just think I ride them for no reason.
You can't just say,
here's a guy that goes 200
ABXs.
He goes to a dispensary in New York where it's a bunch of kids. You ever see those kids? It's like the kids who wait in line for pizza and they're smoking a vapor pen and one takes 3 hits. You're crazy. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, you took 3 hits. It's going to happen to you. You know? What are you talking about? I just ate a cockroach before I got here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
When you're out of here, you got to train.
I can't Uber everywhere.
I can't Uber everywhere.
Listen, if I took 200 of ABX, I'm not walking anywhere.
You're going to a fucking movie theater. Okay? It's an Uber to the movie theater, up the fucking escalator to your chair.
6-block walk.
You send your wife to get the fucking popcorn. You sit down. Okay? Tell me the Uber. Tell me what bullshit you're encountering.
Yeah, but
okay?
No, but you have to have a
then
whole life.
The movie finishes.
It was 200 the last 8 days.
And you go. So now you're telling me you ate a bogus 200.
I didn't eat a bogus.
You ate a fucking Fugazi
200.
200. You ate a Fugazi.
A medical 200.
Medical. What medical? What doctor gave it to you? Let me see the doctor's name.
I can find it.
You bought it, and some guy on the west side, again, some guy eats 5 milligrams, and he had to go to therapy. Yeah, it opened up my ways. My chakras will never be the same again. No, you got to fight. If you want to, listen, you got to sharpen metal with metal. And this is why you go through this every Monday, this breakdown.
I'm not going through. Who's going through a breakdown? I'm doing fine. I do get really fucked up.
Caught you staring at the Japanese thing 4 fucking times. You thought Godzilla was over my shoulder. I had to look over like, what the fuck is going on with this dunce?
Listen, you never know when he's going to pop up.
And he was petrified. Look at that Godzilla. I'm like, and now I just caught you nodding. You were sleeping before.
I was not sleeping.
You were doing something. I saw drool on your beard.
Oh,
I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you people get mad at me, but you don't know what I live with. Then he shows up every Monday, and he's got 100 milligrams at the house.
Yeah, but dude, I can't take those every day. They're very good. They're too good.
But then you can't come here and be like, you know.
What am I doing? I'm not foaming at the mouth.
You're foaming at the mouth.
No,
you're
I'm
like
not.
that. You're foaming. You're like one of those autistic kids in Jersey. You're all fucked up.
I am in Jersey.
It's like I'm at a hot dog stand in North Jersey here with that kid with the whistle.
I wish I had a whistle. I would blow that whistle all the goddamn
You're
time.
fucking 40 years old with a Mickey Mouse shirt on.
No,
what the
40
fuck is that shit? Lose the fucking, no more fucking insignias.
No Mickey. It's
What the
Buc-ee's.
fuck? What is that shit?
It's Buc-ee's. All my Texas people will shout
Bucky
out.
who? What? Who's Bucky? You're
It's
40
a gas
years old.
station.
What's next?
What?
Save that shirt. Take that shirt with your orange sneakers and fucking just put them in the Austin thing. And you can be like Bert Kreischer. Every time you go into a different town, you bring up the cowboy hat. Next time you got a vest with the Bucky. You said I gotta live with,
Dude,
ladies
people
and gentlemen.
like this shirt everywhere.
And I'm not
Fuck
being
you.
disrespectful to
Yes,
fucking.
you are being disrespectful.
I'm not being disrespectful.
Dude, you might
to
not be able to
Texas.
go south.
Look at this
year.
fucking guy. He's a grown man.
A lot of people have Bucky shit.
Bucky fucking
Dude, you can
shirt
buy
on.
Bucky's everything.
He lives in New
You
York.
can buy
And he
a
wants
Bucky.
to know why he's gonna get mugged. Right there. Right there. Would you mug this fucking
I'm
guy?
more likely to get a hug.
If you saw this
with a
fucking
Bucky shirt
Momo
on.
come off
They
a
always-
train looking
oh,
around
people wanna give
with
me
a
a
Bucky
hug.
shirt on, wouldn't you kick him in the
Fat
stomach
people
one
everywhere
time?
love Bucky's. You don't even know.
I know people from Texas love Bucky.
Yeah.
And I'm not
And you
disrespecting.
want to know why? Because it's fucking awesome. Don't disrespect Bucky's.
I understand, but a black dude with hunger and food stamps
Go to
doesn't
Bucky's?
know about Bucky.
Yes, I
He
do.
sees that shirt and he goes, "Look at this fucking pigeon right
I
here.
guarantee that guy
Look
has
at this
a
guy.
Bucky
He's got to
sweatshirt.
have 50 fucking bucks. He just came from a Bucky festival. I'm going to kick him in his Bucky, and I'm going to take everything he's got, this fucking half a fruitcake. Lose that shirt, please. You're a grown man.
I like this shirt. I'm going to get
No,
13
wear it when
of
you're in
these
Texas.
things.
You can sell 8
I'm
tickets.
only wearing Bucky
You can take a
sweatshirt.
picture in Texas eating barbecue. That's how you sell tickets. But for you to wear that shirt in fucking Jersey when you live in New York City, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you. Lee.
Why?
Why do you think every night I pray? Every
Dude,
night
you
I
were
get
just
on
in
my
New
hands
York,
and
you
knees.
just how pussy they
Before I
are.
put my sleep apnea mask on, I get on my hands and knees and go, God, tonight, please, don't let my phone ring. Don't let my phone ring when Lee getting kicked. Because somebody's going to, even a Hasidic Jew, even one of those Hasids, when things get bad, before they move to Jackson, New Jersey, and they got a getaway, they're going to kick you in the fucking stomach and take something from you.
Dude,
And
if
that
someone-
shirt is a giveaway. So knock it off. That's what I'm talking about. Men don't wear those shirts.
Yeah,
That's
it's
for
a
little
men's
kids.
shirt. What are you talking
Wear
about?
it when you're in Texas. Men don't wear that shirt, especially in New York City, you know, and especially when you go to do comedy. You're going to get
What do
beat
you
up.
have these
Lee.
rules, dude? This is a whole new brand of rules. What do you? And then I can only wear a certain sweat.
Rules.
Dude, they have Bucky's in Florida. They have Bucky's everywhere
I
now.
understand, Lee, but you're a grown man. You live in Harlem.
So who
Okay?
cares?
Okay, there's no Bucky's in Harlem. Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, nephew number 1. Go ahead. Google Bucky's in Harlem. All right? This is what I'm talking about. There ain't no Bucky's in fucking Harlem, Lee, so please, why are you offending me?
Who's
Why
offending
This
you?
is the shit that worries me at night.
What?
This is the shit that, look what you get for Bucky's. Those two. What does that mean? Somebody's getting fucked in Somebody's getting fucked in Okulo. Look at them. Look at them.
He didn't spell it right. He didn't spell Buckeyes.
Look at these beauties. That's Bucky Buchanan. Look at this beauty. There you go. That's your buddy, Bucky.
Buccees.
Seymour, look at this poor bastard on Instagram, jumping up and down. Hi, Bucky. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to raise my
You
fucking.
just searched the gay
This is the
bar.
closest thing I have to
Nick,
a son,
I don't know why
and he's got a Bucky fucking shirt on. Okay,
this is not what.
you might as well put a fucking Boston Red Sox shirt on and walk around
Why?
New York
Yeah,
City.
why would I do? I don't want to get killed.
Okay, then.
Dude,
Then
Nick,
what's
you're
the
on the wrong
difference?
thing.
Bucky, Boston Red Sox, they both start with a B. Okay.
What?
What? Yeah, what,
How
cocksucker?
does the fact that the Bucky's gas station chain and
Wait,
Boston Red Sox
Listen,
mean
enough,
anything?
enough. What are you going to be this
What
week?
you can't get me all riled up and then say
I
no.
didn't get you wild up. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, have another time.
No,
This is the light one. This 50.
no, it's not. I've already hit 8 of those. What?
Huh?
I'm good on edibles. Oh wait.
That's
wait,
Bucky, but he ain't in the fucking Bronx. That's where he's in Iowa. He's in Texas. He's in Richmond, Virginia at a gas station. He's in St. Augustine, Florida. Nowhere does it say the boogie down motherfucker Bronx, or nowhere does it say close to Kara's house around Dominican people. Okay? Because they would stab you 18 fucking times, Bucky. No disrespect to Bucky or Texas. I got to toughen this kid up. He's walking around with these black Jew killer sneakers and fucking a Bucky shirt on. It's not going to work out for him, all right? Anyway, where you going to be this weekend, Tarzan?
This weekend I'm going to be in
The
Virginia. With
hospital.
Josh Wells.
That's where you're going to be. Fucking Sing Sing with a Bucky's fucking cast on your arm. Look at it. It looks like Lee. Bucky. Look at Bucky right there. Where you going to be at this weekend, Mike?
I'll be in Virginia with Josh Wolf.
When do you go?
Friday and Saturday.
Uh-oh, you're doing Mushroom Friday?
Sure,
He's
absolutely.
going to give him those hemophiliac mushrooms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, eat them with honey because they're not bad. But by the time you get in the back next week, the shipment is on the way. You understand me? And this ain't coming from California. I got a migrant with a backpack bringing me a bag on ice.
You love those.
These are good. Did I tell you that thing in my ear? So last week I went, the doctor again says to me, tremendous story. He goes, Joey, I don't really want to do surgery. I want this thing to fall out on its own. He goes, I ordered this special stuff. It's like a cement. It's going to lock in your ear, and then we'll go at it a different direction. He puts it on. I don't look at it. He puts a Band-Aid on. I fucking take the Band-Aid off. It's this big white thing on my ear, right? And I'm like, oh. About day went on. You know me, I love my showers. For 2 days, everything was beautiful. I went and I did whatever the fuck, and I shot home and I go, I can't leave the house like this. Let me wash one more time. I took a shower and I had the shampoo in my head. I look at the floor and I go, holy shit, my fungi toenail fell off by itself.
Wait.
Did you just see him, ladies and gentlemen? He was all zomboed up. Did you see him? Anyway.
Which one fell off?
The fungi one, the right one. I started looking for the blood, but there was no blood. I looked closer. Like, wait a second. My fungi toenail is still on. It was the fucking stitch from my ear. It looked like a fungi toenail. It just fell off, and there was just a little root in there. So anyway, nothing happened, all right? Just letting you people know what's going on with my ear. If you even give a Frenchman's fuck. I don't at this point. So where you going to be, Richmond, Virginia?
Richmond and Virginia Beach.
And Friday and Saturday. What about Thursday? Where you at?
I'm at Fierce City Comedy Club at 8 o'clock.
Where's that?
Lower East Side.
Okay, there you go. Tell the people that. They want to see you. What about Wednesday night?
Wednesday, I don't have anything right now.
Where's Fierce City Comedy Club?
On the Lower East Side. It's a fun club. I do mics there a lot. And then this show's on 8 o'clock Thursday night.
There you go. You have it. Me, I got dick this weekend. Next weekend, next something. What are the dates, dog? The dojo? Next Thursday, June. Yeah, I'm at the dojo on the 5th. No. It's the 27th, the Thursday the 27th, and then 2 Thursdays before that. So there's one Thursday and then me. The 12th. June 12th, I'm at the dojo along with the dates on the 27th. Pre-warm-up for fucking NJ Pack.
$700
So everybody gets their shit together.
That's awesome.
Nah, this is NJ. This is whatever. It's $30. We'll get a fucking Rat Pack down there. And that's it. I love you, cocksuckers. Thank you for watching. Hope you watched the documentary. Hope you watched Led Zeppelin. And hope you see what the fuck I'm talking about. And hopefully this guy will start training again like a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys. You know, I was telling Lee 2 weeks ago I went to Miami. And as I'm walking the second show, Friday night, a girl, make sure she comes to the thing. She's sitting at a table right where I was walking out. And this girl turns around and comes right to the thing and grabs me. And she looks at me. And I look at her. And she kind of looks familiar, but not really. And I look at her. And she goes, "Hi, meet my husband." And she goes, "Joey and I were friends years ago. We went out for a drink one night after a comedy show." And she looked at me and winked.
Oh.
And I looked at it, and it was like I felt like somebody in The Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
See that movie when
Right.
whenever the chick would what's her name, Charlize Theron would talk, they turn into a devil, and she go, that was me that night when I saw. And I remember the night where this chick took me home with the chubby chick. This chick was banging fake tits. She said she dated David Lee Roth. She had pictures of David Lee Roth. I mean, the bitch was hot. And we went back to her house. I had dead dick. I couldn't come. My dick was small. It was embarrassing. But then I never forget that these two girls in front of me, I'm sitting there watching Conan O'Brien, making believe like I'm not even seeing this. At this point, that's the other thing. At that point, when I would do coke, pussy would be second. I was like those mice in the fucking cage.
Yeah.
That, you know, they're trying to feed them. They're trying to give them like fucking cheeseburger and fingers and shit, but they rather snort the coke. That was me. And I remember them two chicks had a big black dildo, like a big black with two heads on it, and one would fuck the one side and one would fuck the... And they're doing this in front of me, moaning, banging this thing. And I'm just sitting there watching Conan O'Brien like they're not even in the fucking room. Yeah, and then it just turned into a nightmare. The chubby chick wanted me to fuck. I had dead dick. I tried to whack off. I ended up eating the fucking good-looking one. The chubby chick left. The good-looking one had a period. It was just a night from hell. But then me and the good-looking one hooked up the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, she goes, "There's something I got to tell you. I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So today, when you go home, don't ever call my number again."
No
and it was
shit.
fucking traumatizing. I wasn't in love with her, but I couldn't believe that. You know, I'm a Catholic. I couldn't believe this chick was fucking going to get married.
Yeah.
And we're fucking
Did you
60
feel like
now.
you should maybe do her husband a favor and go tell him that he's about to step in shit?
Fuck no. He probably knew because
He had to know.
He was some type of weatherman, so he got up early. So they had a deal. They wouldn't see each other during the week.
Yeah.
So she was out. Her father owned like some Audi import dealership or something. This girl had a Mercedes, an Audi. She lived on the top floor of a building. She had Coke. She had a rack with just Dom Perignon bottles in the fucking rack.
Shit.
She was spoiled rich. You know, she was spoiled rotten. So she would just go out every night and do blow. I remember she paid for the blow that night. I didn't.
This was a high-profile train wreck.
This is like but it's weird how I sit back and go, I'm not even a good-looking guy. I had no money that night.
Oh, Joey.
I was a feature act. I was probably making $550 a week. 300 of it went to a plane ticket.
Yeah.
200 went to a plane ticket. You know, they didn't give you a plane ticket back then as a feature act. I had no money. I had no Mercedes. I had no clothes. I was just living on the road week to week. And this girl took me home. And for a week, we went to eat at all the fine restaurants. She picked up every fucking tab. And she was younger than I was. She was maybe, if I was 35 maybe, she was probably 27.
Yeah.
You know, it was embarrassing.
What town was this?
This is Miami, the only town shit like that happens.
Yeah.
You know, well, it happens other places, but it's just amazing that you could be... when I left New Jersey, I was a criminal, but I wasn't a sex deviant. So I didn't know about all these sex things. Like, I really didn't know. I thought people just fucked and ate ass. Then I find out people get tied up and they put balls in their mouths and, you know, whip them and throw darts at them. I didn't know that. That girl I dated one day said to me, I don't know if you know this, a guy put me through college. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, I used to have a sugar daddy for 6 years. He still sends me money.
6 years.
He put her through school.
Damn.
And he would put her to school, pay her bills, college, everything. And once a week, she'd have to come over there and just go fucking off on his dick.
Yeah.
He would bring other hookers over. And his whole thing was to see her eat another hooker and him would jerk off on her back. I mean, and she would tell me these stories. And my head would want to my soul would want to cry.
Yeah.
I'd never been involved in nothing like that. I never 2-on-1. I did one threesome.
Yeah.
I think I'd be too embarrassed to do a fucking threesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Lee? You ever do a threesome, you dirty bitch?
No, but I can imagine how like a good-looking girl would do that. If a guy offered you to pay, especially now when college is going to cost you $200,000, not on top of
Mariah
rent.
Carey did that.
Oh, I know. I got a buddy he's got a lot of billionaire friends, and they've all got chicks set up, and one in Miami, one in New York, one in L.A., and they come to town and they buy him an apartment, they lease him a car, they throw him some money every month, and they come to town, and it's like they drop whatever they're doing.
That's it.
That's the
There's
deal.
no drama.
You're mine for that week, could be 2 weeks, and then I may not see you again for 6 months. But for that time, you're going to be my dirty dog, and you're going to walk. Not only that, you're going to walk into restaurants. The money I gave you means you got some decent clothes to wear so that I can show up with you, and that's their deal.
That's the deal.
And it goes on, like you said, 6 years. He says these things go on for 10 years. Women that are consistently living a life where they build into it that they're a prostitute for a little bit of time, and the rest of the time they're going to college or they're
that's her right there.
Was he got a neighbor?
I don't know. We never do them at this time, so.
And so and the rest of the time they're married, or maybe they've got a startup business they're trying to get going. But if this guy's good for $50,000 a year and taking care of all their expenses, they're like, well, if I think it's everybody's got a relationship to their body. Like women either feel protective of their body and it's like their soul and their body are one, or it's like my body is this thing that I don't really care about. If a guy wants to get something from it, he can, and I'll gladly take money for it. And like porn stars, like they don't have any attachment to their bodies. They can let the things happen to their bodies and it doesn't affect them. So then you get the Irish girls who you just look at them and they got to go confess.
I'm an Irish girl type of guy.
Yeah.
Since day one. I ended up with an Irish girl. I got an Irish daughter.
Right.
I love Irish girls. That's my all-time fucking favorite.
I got an Irish one. Well, mine's half Irish, half Jewish.
I love it. Oh, there you go, Lee.
Huh?
You got a stake in this. You got a dog in this wall.
I can't date. I mean, I'm surprised you dated an Irish woman because I can't date Jews because
You're full Irish?
100%.
it's too much. It reminds me too much of my mother.
Yeah.
So I just can't. I mean, is that why you didn't date like when I started dating a Hispanic girl? You told me like right off like they're crazy. Like I won't even do
crazy.
it.
They're crazy. But I'm crazy. That's why it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
A Hispanic girl, for it to really work, like I see a lot of Jews go for Hispanic chicks, and I see when a white guy dates a Hispanic chick, it tames them, it balances them off.
Yeah.
When you have two fire people, it doesn't work.
All right.
I went through that one time with a Spanish girl, and that was two Spanish girls, one for about a year and one for like 8 months, and it was horrible. I was always in an argument. I was always tensed up when I walked in the door. I don't want to be tensed up. I don't want to be tensed up at all when I walk in my house. In the back of your mind, you always think your first blowjob's going to be this fucking thing with angels and birds are getting shot out into the sky.
Yeah.
You hear voices. That never did. That shit never happened for me. It was like.
My first blowjob was just the opposite. It was this
tremendous.
girl Linda, and she was a great girl, but she'd been around town. She was confident, big tits. She called them pride and joy, and she said to me for my 16th birthday, she was going to give me the best blowjob I would ever have in my life. And she came over to my house. Parents were out. It's April. It's a nice spring day. I remember the windows open, little breeze coming in. Linda comes up to my room. And she takes my pants down herself. I try to take them off. She stops me. She takes them off. Then she takes the underwear off. And then she works it. And I mean, I didn't know that a blowjob included ball licking, that was an option. I didn't know that it circled. I didn't know that there was 2 hands could be cranked on the base, of a decent size. And she worked it, and there was eye contact. There was intent eye contact throughout. Checking in. She wanted to know how I was doing every second.
I'd be so fucking embarrassed.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Post-coital, I cuddled with her after the blowjob. And I feel for you, Joey, that had to be your first blowjob.
I got to ask you something. Where is she today?
She has kids, and she lives a couple towns over from where we grew up. I think she did well. I think she married well.
You still keep in touch with her from time to time? Send her a little Facebook. It's always good to hit one of those freaks on Facebook and give them like a little reminder.
Yeah.
I have one I'm working now, not because I want to sleep with her, not just because she was such a savage and such an animal.
Yeah.
And now she's got a kid, but I want to remind her that she's such an animal. So I post this New Jersey. First of all, the last time I had seen this girl was when Doug Flutie threw the touchdown.
Okay.
And it was just a horror show. I robbed Louis Donato. At this time, she was Louis' boss. She was Louis' what is that, nanny? And I saw her at Corky's, and this bitch had a body. They called her Lori Jack because they said, in those days, she's got the Jack.
Yeah.
Everybody said she had something. AC/DC wrote a song called She's Got the Jack, which implied she had like AIDS. Not AIDS at that time, but like
Gonorrhea,
chlamydia, and all that. No, there wasn't even chlamydia in 79. In 79, it was just syphilis, and something came out of your dick.
Yeah.
That's it. All of a sudden, over the years, they've added all these dimensions and names to throw you off.
Yeah.
It all started with funk. The head of your dick swells up. Blood comes out. You know what I'm saying? Your nuts are purple.
You go crazy.
Yeah, you
the
go
good ones,
fucking
you go crazy.
Oh, my God. You sit there and go, what did I fuck? What type of animal did I fuck? What planet is she from?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something, knock on wood. I can be honest on this show. It never happened to me. I just had
Shut up.
I had crabs. I've gotten
That's
crabs.
nothing.
And then I was fucking around with these dirty college girls. When you mess around with college girls, bro, you're always gonna get something.
You're
Foot
fucking the whole
fungus.
campus.
Yeah, you get foot fungus, something. I had this little leakage coming out of my helmet.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that both of them, like when I was sleeping with one for a while, and then she moved, and I started sleeping with the other one. Both of them had this like white leakage from their little monkey. It was chlamydia, but I wasn't gonna embarrass them and tell them. I just kept wiped it and kept eating that ass. You know me. This got nothing to do with Uncle Joey.
It's like finding a hair in your hamburger.
Yeah,
You
who
get
gives
rid
a
of it,
fuck?
keep eating that shit.
People send the hamburger back.
But come on.
Before you send them hamburger back, think back of how many assholes you licked. Right or wrong? You ever get these motherfuckers? Oh, there was hair in my food. Come here, let me talk to you, my son. You take the hair out and you proceed. You're going to send the sandwich back, and now they're going to spit in it. Because that's what you do when somebody says, there's a hair in your food. Really?
Hey, what's wrong with hair?
Well, let me put a fucking Coke snot from Tuesday in that motherfucker. Wait till you crunch into that and think it's a grape.
I got a hemorrhoid.
Oh,
I'm gonna rub the hemorrhoid on your French fry.
Not even. You squeeze the hemorrhoid, you get that hemorrhoid juice. It's like that black fucking tar. It comes out. They think it's remoulade sauce. These fucking jerk fucking Gentiles. But that shit drives me crazy when people act like that. Oh well, they'll stop.
Yeah.
They fucking assholes.
No, and I don't even like the guy that has them pour a half a glass of wine. Pour the fucking wine and drink the wine. What are you going to drink? You're going to take a sip from half a glass and swish it around and then say no?
I'm sorry about
Caesar wants you to bring forth another glass of wine. Fuck you.
I got to tell you guys.
You know what? My mom bought some wine this week. She's out for Thanksgiving. She went to Ralph's and bought some wine. And next night I come home and I go, Mom, what do you get 5 ice cubes in your wine for? She goes, it's shit wine. And it's like, buy another fucking bottle of wine. She's like, nah, I'll finish this one.
Club W. But here's the crazy thing. That culture never was sold to me. Okay, Lee, you're a very young man. My man Irish is younger than I am. I came from a culture, family affair, courtship of Eddie's father, room 222, combat, all those shows. When men had a conversation in the 60s and 70s, Lee, in the late 60s and 70s, on television, on CBS, NBC, or ABC. When two men had a conversation, there was always a bottle on the table with no label on it. There was a bucket with ice cubes with a prong. And as soon as two men walked in a room, what are we going to do about the Diaz situation? Well, the first thing I did in the late 60s and early 70s was to turn around, okay? Without even eye contact, without offering. You didn't even offer in this time in the United States. You turned around, you took 2 glasses, you put an ice cube in each, right on TV while the camera was rolling, and he was saying his stupid fucking lines about how the world's going to end and if the Russians don't go out to the fallout shelter, and they'd always pour from a bottle, which you assume was whiskey, correct?
Always.
Do you remember this as
Yes,
a young man?
yeah.
Something brown.
And they
Something
gave it
caramel.
to everybody, and everybody they didn't go cheers or salud, or they just drank it, and they discussed their situation. And throughout the show, drinking was always acceptable.
Yeah.
As a young man, for me, that made my dick hard. My mom had a bar. You know what? Next week when I go down there, I'm gonna get a fucking drink with an ice cube.
Now, how old are you at this point?
5, 6. You know me, dog.
It looks cool. I understand.
It looks fucking tremendously cool.
Yeah.
What kid doesn't look at that and go, I can't wait to be fucking 18 to do that, to drink a fucking shot.
I remember being a kid, we had these shrimp cocktail glasses. My parents would buy a 6-pack of shrimp cocktails from
Oh my
from
God.
the A&P, right? Remember those?
And then you wash them out,
screw
you
off
kept the
top,
glasses.
You wash them out and you keep the glasses. And it's about the size of a Scotch glass. So I remember me and my brothers we put one ice cube in, we put some Coca-Cola on top, and we'd walk around the house like we were in fucking Mad Men.
No shit.
Sipping it, and then we'd roll up pieces of paper. My dad smoked 3.5 packs a day. We'd roll up pieces of paper, we'd dangle them out of our mouths, and we'd drink Coke with an ice cube.
There you go, America. So you were, I don't know, it was like alcoholism was acceptable. Okay, whatever. Now my mom had a bar. I got drunk one time, shit my pants. They found me in the closet. That was the end of my alcoholism career. Did you know that?
That was it?
That was it. My mom had a thing. Before she'd go to bed, she'd do a little shot of wine. I scoped the fucking red Italian wine. Once she fell asleep, I drank the whole bottle of wine. My mom got up. Jose Antonio. She dialed 911. The cops came. They found me in the closet, puked, shit all over the place.
How old were you?
4, 5. That was the end of my alcoholism career, right? That's it.
You
No more.
shit your pants.
Everything. There was shit on my feet. They had to put me in the tub. I slept for 2 days. You know, it's always been a fucking disaster.
And
with
that
me.
was it? And you never drank since?
No, I've tried. I fucking tried. I've tried. What was that movie with?
The town.
Okay,
Blake Lively.
that broad played it to the fucking hilt. Just a dirty Irish girl at a bar that goes out every night for a good time. I love those girls.
Yeah.
I
Just
love
blue.
those
The only
girls.
makeup is
And
just
you
some
ca- and
blue
you're
under
not,
the
and
eyes.
you're not gonna fucking tell them not to go out every night.
Yeah.
That's gonna stop right there because they'll knock the fuck out of you. You just take them home 3 nights a week and you have a great time with them. They puke. They always puke after you give them a stabbing, right? Then you gotta kiss them and shit. You don't give a fuck by that point. You did what you had to do and shit. They wake up. What happened? I don't know what happened.
They wake up, you're down at the bottom of the bed, licking their dirty feet.
Oh, loving every fucking minute. No, I don't
Cleaning
lick
up.
toes. I don't lick toes. That's disgusting. But I like the dirty feet. But once we get in the bed, you got to wash those
You
hoofs.
know why?
I can't have those dirty hoofs on my bed. And
Do you
shit.
wash their feet?
I got a fun. No. What am I, Jesus?
Jesus Christ.
I'm not
John
a,
the Baptist.
I got a fungi toe myself. I'm walking around with duct tape on it and shit. Sometimes I get radio waves. I'm like a fucking antenna now with my little fungi fucking toe.
You gotta get those sneakers with the toes cut out of them.
Oh, this fungi toe is killing me.
Ugh.
Because like for 6 months it'll just throb at night. The fungi comes alive.
It hurts?
Yeah.
I thought it was just growing
So
like
again,
an
this
ecosystem.
weekend I go in the tub and I just sit there for I only do it in hotels. I bring the heavy duty artillery to the hotels and shit. The industrial nail cutters.
Yeah.
And the shit you clean the fungi out.
Oh.
So I go in the tub, I soak that shit, I cut those nails, and I take them and I sniff them real good.
Do you save it for after the show?
I leave them for the maid. I put a 20 right on top of them. There you go. Have a party, cocksucker. She comes in the room, she listens to the couch. There's 1,000 little fucking fungi nails everywhere. All different colors, green, purple. They're like the gay flag.
They cut holes in the fucking
Oh,
cushions.
Jesus
so
Christ.
sharp.
Oh, my God. Sometimes I cut them and poke my wife with them. I was telling Lee, I'll just poke her. And she'll go, what the fuck is that? It's a fungi nail. Keep it up. It's like a snake tooth.
She's gonna get like an infection
I'll
from
take,
whatever on the fungi.
I'll take this to a concert. I'll stab like 18 people. 16 will start scratching within minutes and shit. That's what I should do. Take a fungi nail out and do a show of me stabbing people with my fungi nail. Can I stab you with my fungi nail? See what
Get someone to eat
Oh,
it.
that's it. I'm gonna let them grow.
And you
gonna
sell
let
it after
them
the
grow.
show.
I used to date this girl. She grew up in a cult. And one of the jobs she had to do was cut the fucking master's toenails. And I go, what do you mean? And she goes, they grew over his toe. So once a week, we'd have to go upstairs. He weighed like 500 pounds. They all had to suck his dick.
No shit.
He fucked all their moms. It's a horrible
How
story.
old was she?
14.
Oh,
yeah, she basically grew up
motherfucker.
in that fucking cult. And she still talks to her parents. I would fucking chip in with my brothers and have them hit by a truck.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You dirty motherfuckers. You want to be freaks and move into a cult, do it on your own time. Leave me with my aunt
Right.
who goes to church on Sundays. You know, you're going to take me with you to some fat fuck's house.
Yeah.
Who's going to fuck us all in the ass.
Clipping toenails.
And the father's sleeping at night while everybody's getting fucked, including his wife. Because they had 7 kids, but 3 of them belonged to the cult leader.
Oh, no shit.
But they took them with them and sold them as their own. And when you see the whole family together.
Sold them?
Like, you know, they sold them the story that they were
sold
parents. You're crazy. We're your dad. So 4 kids have a lot of teeth. And the other 3 kids are just sitting there fucking with regular fucking smiles. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's smiling. Everybody's frowning.
Yeah.
Because everybody's confused. Why does he have blonde hair? What a shame in this country.
Oh, my God, the cults. It's part of it seems appealing to me at this point, you know. To start a cult, I just need to come up with some crazy shit, you know. Like, I think I would run a good cult.
What qualifies it as a cult?
You can't leave.
Oh, okay. Oh shit, you can't. Oh no.
Yeah. No, you got to stick around. But I think that I wouldn't fuck the girls. I'd let everybody get laid, you know, and I think we'd raise some money. But I wouldn't hog it. Spread it around. Let everybody have some fun. But get some land, build some cabins, a lot of nudity, good music, a lot of doors.
The Doors?
The Doors.
That's what we had on tonight. L.A. Woman. What a phenomenal album.
It's a great album.
That really is a good fucking album, man.
Yeah, they produce good albums in the studio.
Let me tell you
The Doors.
something. Growing up, that album irritated me to no end. My mom wouldn't listen to the whole album. She just listened to L.A. Woman over and over and over. L.A. Woman is how I learned how to speak English in a way.
Oh, yeah?
Because she'd play it and make me dance for the other women in the room. Like, they play cards and shit, and my mom would put on L.A. Woman.
That sounds like a cult.
But it wasn't a cult. It was a bunch of crazy Cuban women playing cards and snorting blow in the 70s. And it's crazy how when I was 13, I picked up the album on my own. And I would play it. My mom's like, I thought you didn't like this shit. And I go, no, I hated it because you tell me how hot Jim Morrison was.
Yeah.
When you're fucking 5, you don't want to hear about a hot guy. And my mom would say, someday I'm going to meet Jim Morrison and just eat him. In Spanish, she would say, me lo voy a comer, compadre. And I would go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wow.
Cuban women loved Steve McQueen and Jim Morrison. They loved Rock Hudson until they found out he was gay.
Yeah.
Not in 85. They knew in the 60s Rock was gay. In the 50s, when he would go to Cuba, that's where he would go to escape, to be gay.
Because you could be gay in Cuba?
In the 50s, you were a celebrity. So I could bring Joe Fag as my assistant,
Yeah.
get 2 rooms, but he's not there to sleep in that room. He's over in the room with me, rubbing my fucking fungi toenail and sucking my toe and sucking my balls. And you know what I'm saying? His tongue would be my bidet.
Yeah, yeah. And he's making eye contact.
Yeah,
he has to.
You know, that's how Rock Hudson, I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to always tell me that Rock Hudson was gay.
Yeah.
And I would go, fucking, how do you know that? And when I got older, like 2 years before she died, she goes, how do I know? I'm going to tell you. Whenever Rock Hudson came to town, it was a big deal. So I was a young girl. We'd all go down there and wait for him. He would stay locked up with the guy all weekend. Who would go to Cuba and not go out?
Yeah.
That's why you went to Cuba, to see the fucking dancing and the Spanish women and the fucking mulattas dancing and fucking Benny Murray singing, and you gamble. He wouldn't leave the fucking hotel room.
Yeah.
And I would look at my mom and go, you know what? You're fucking crazy. You're crazy. She dies 6 years later. He's got AIDS.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking lady was telling me the truth.
Yeah.
Because when they were little girls, it was like when Michael Jackson went to London and hung his kid outside the window. There was 2,000 people waiting. Same thing. It's fucking Rock Hudson. You're a Cuban girl. You're fucking 12, 13 years old. And Rock Hudson, the biggest fucking star in American películas, is coming to fucking Cuba. What's Cuba? The size of Bayonne.
Yeah.
Everybody knows if you're coming. Once you land at the airport, you know, Sinatra's in town. You knew.
Yeah.
So you went down there.
That's what happened to the Bay of Pigs. You guys figured it out.
Who the fuck
coming.
knows?
Yeah.
What's up, Lee? How you feeling, dog?
I'm feeling
We
good.
went to Legal Seafood like 18 times.
You know what? I was going to
I
talk
want to thank Legal Seafoods for fucking taking good care of me. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. That was actually one of my favorite parts. Not just Legal Seafoods, Bill, the bartender. I'm not even a drinker, but my dad always used to take me to the bar. We always used to eat at this bar, sushi bar, any bar. And I miss guys like Bill, who just like have like a regular conversation. We eat at bars a lot.
Bro, he came to our table when we didn't sit at the bar. Like, he became our friend. I met some great people in Boston. The star of my world was the hotel manager, Margaret, the restaurant manager.
Yeah.
She was as beautiful as she was smart and fucking... She was 24 years old. She started there as a bus girl.
Boston accent?
Yeah, dirty girl.
Yeah.
Dirty Irish girl, but beautiful boyfriend. You know, just set. One of those girls that you look at and she'll be married in 3 years. Mm-hmm. We just spoke about the internet. And her other business was the internet. That's what she really wanted. That's what she went to college for. She was trying to sell products on there. And we just spoke about that. But both conversations left me fucking like, wow, you know, finally you meet somebody who's dynamite. Then the bar, Bill. From the fucking first day I got there. My name is Bill. Who fucking introduces himself anymore?
Oh, you mean he was behind the bar?
He was behind the bar.
Right.
And he came right over, gave me a menu and put his hand out. Fucking guy's what, 6'4", 265? Hands that'll fucking crush your head. Bald, old.
Yeah.
You know, he don't need much. All he needs is one good fucking shot to your head. And you're hearing fucking a Boston Red Sox game, and it's fucking January, and you got like at the plate is Big Papi.
Yeah, you can put a lipstick on a pig. Absolutely.
Once I see the lipstick,
Yeah, I'm done.
that's when I told the sidekick of death, and I run the fuck out of there. And then the cops come, and I tell him he tried to suck my dick. He had No, I didn't, but he got lipstick on. I mean, it's not like you're gonna go to a fucking hot dog eating contest. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna check your dick for lipstick. See whether or not you.
One day, I went to jiu-jitsu like 2 days in a row, and I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And I got up that morning, I knew exactly what time it was. I dropped Mercy off, I got breakfast, I sent some emails, and at 11 o'clock I went over there. I walk over there, and every China guy is busy. But the best one over there is the girl. She's like a weightlifter.
Yeah. Chinese weightlifter girl.
Yeah, she's strong, and she's very sweet. I really like her. The guys are cool, too. But don't go on Wednesdays. She's not there on Wednesdays. And I went in there, and I've been going there, and I took my wife there when she hurt her back, and now we go together. And it's a great time. They got a TV. We watch Law & Order. Chinese people love Law & Order SVU. They love it. Black people like Red Lobster. Chinese people love Law & Order SVU. Go to any Chinese restaurant, they got SVU on, trying to figure out the crime. Oh, they know it already. They wrote the script. You know what I'm saying? These New York cops, they're looking for details. They know exactly who raped the broad. Those fucking Chinese people. They're savages.
You go down to Chinatown. That's what when they're really stuck. They take that fucking.
So I go over there the one day about 2:30. This was like I was high. And I was kind of bored. And I said, let me go get a fucking massage. I'm going to go do this. I had to fly the next day, something. And I went over there. This had to be 4 months ago. And I went over there, and there was no parking in the fucking thing, and there was no parking on that street.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fucked. So I found parking like a block away. I walked over, sure enough. Come back in 25 minutes. Or sit for 25 minutes. I go, fuck this. And I go, there gotta be another one of these that don't want to fucking suck your dick. You know what I'm saying? And I made it. I went down Lancashire, and I made a U-turn. I saw like two of them. I went to the Thai one first, and the chick was too brown for me. Like something was wrong with her. She had gotten like somebody left her under the fucking sun tanning boot for 3 days. Something was wrong with this chick.
Wait a minute. You won't go to a masseuse because she's too dark.
No.
Asian woman?
I said the word wrong. Something was wrong with her.
Oh, okay.
Something was wrong with her skin.
Right.
And Greg didn't even get up when he saw the dude.
She had to be.
Right, I know.
She had to be. No, I said it wrong. I'm very sorry if I insulted anybody. She was like those people that you put under a sun tanning thing.
Yeah.
And they've been under it for 30 years.
Oh, like dried out and wrinkled.
Like orange almost.
Yeah.
It was orange. Like I never saw anybody that skin color, you know. And I went in there and I just smelled the sperm.
Yeah.
Like I had a mild smell of sperm.
You pull out your black
light.
light.
Creepy look on her face.
Yeah.
And I just took a menu. I just said, look, I want to come back with my wife. And I took a menu. Okay, thank you. What time you open till?
Right.
And I got in the car and I split. and there was one 2 blocks down that I've always wanted to check out. I've been going to that fucking haha for 9 fucking years, and that spot there, I've heard 1,000 creepy stories, but I've also heard that there's chicks in there that give great fucking massages.
Yeah.
I've heard pro and con that they try to give. No, I've heard both. Well, it took me 3 minutes to know. I could smell the air of sperm.
Oh, yeah.
There were 2 chubby dudes sitting there waiting to get massages, and they had like an embarrassed look on their face.
Yeah.
Like somebody would go, Joey, is that you? These guys didn't want me to know who they were, and they didn't want to know who the fuck I was. The lady said, you have like a 30-minute wait. I said, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Ping. And that was it. My curiosity was settled.
Yeah, if there's a double door with a lock on it,
I have friends
and you're
that
paying
go to those
between
things.
like some bulletproof glass.
Yeah, I have friends that go to those things. Something's got to be. Like, I don't try. Unless you have like condom, the whole sack, and around the nuts, like the up to your stomach.
I found something out.
What?
Because you know how Red Band a while ago said the thing about saran wrap?
Yeah.
That they do that because a condom in that place is like it shows what you're going in there for.
Yeah.
So they get charged if you have condoms. That's why they have the saran wrap.
What do they charge you with?
I don't know. Probably it has to be like
Prostitution.
for them. I don't know what it does for. Yeah, it's probably just
Yeah,
prostitution.
listen, I don't want nothing with saran wrap. I got a wife, you know. I don't want nothing. If you're gonna put saran wrap on, there's a problem with your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Well, they're gonna suck your dick with saran wrap. You're gonna stick it in a hole with saran wrap. Something is not psychologically correct with
Right.
I don't know. I see them today. I went and got gas just now.
Yeah.
I left the house at 1:45, and as I was pumping gas, there's one over there by my Gulf over there. That's my favorite gas station, across from the Mexican car wash, across from the potato tacos, Denny's, and the fucking massage parlor. That massage parlor has been there since day one. If you look at it, you're like, they've killed people in there.
Yeah.
Like they've sent the Chinese mob boss in there and they've stabbed them in there.
Yeah.
It's creepy. I've never ever seen a customer
Oh, is it? It's like on the side of the street. There's like nowhere
across
to
the
park.
street from Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been there, right, for 20 years. You've never seen, you have to stop there. That's the busiest light in the valley. So you always stop there. You look around at the gas station. You look at the Denny's. You look at the potato taco place. You look at the car wash. Then you look at the massage parlor and go, who the fuck would step in there?
Yeah.
It's in between like an engine rotary place and like a fucking something else.
It's like a lawyer or a travel agent or something.
Something crazy.
Insurance.
And it just says massage. What the fucking thing? Now, what is Tom Arnold looking for with this fucking show? What is he looking for?
I haven't seen it.
I just saw the commercial for it.
Yeah.
He jumps on the desk. He's looking for a P tape
Yeah.
and all the missing tapes.
Yeah, I
from
thought he was
what
looking for the
said.
N-word tape. That's what from the Apprentice.
From The Apprentice, all that shit.
What hurts him more? The N-word tape getting out or the P tape getting out?
P tape.
None.
That's also true.
You know, the other day we were talking about something. What we forget as a country is that we've hated every president the less. Since I came from Cuba, you motherfuckers been hating presidents.
Yeah.
All right? You hated Kennedy so much you shot the motherfucker. Then you impeached Nixon, whatever. I mean, I still remember the night he fucking was on TV. I was a kid, and I was crying. I really believed in America. How can I didn't understand Watergate. I didn't understand none of that shit. But we're always crying. We've never been happy. The only way we're happy is if somebody brings us, we want the president that every day we wake up and there's a check for $20 in the mailbox.
That's it.
That's the only president we want. That
Yeah.
just puts a 20 in your mailbox every day. Unless it's that, we're always going to cry or complain about something. So you're trying to figure out, listen, dog, if you put the fucking tape on in here all day, if you just clicked on a tape recorder in here for a week, the things you hear.
You
I'm
mean
gonna-
before the podcast starts?
Before the podcast,
Yeah,
when
the
I'm
shit
in
we
on
talked about
myself,
before.
when me
Jesus.
and Lee sit here at night, you could make millions listening to it.
Yeah.
But anybody who listens to it knows that whatever is said isn't really coming from the heart. First of all, you're dealing 50% with a comedian. 50% of our humor comes from comedy, which comes from pain. When I found my mother on the floor and her arm was purple, and I could see that her by the shoulder, it was just like you got hit with a train purple. She had a massive heart attack. I cracked a joke to myself. So why wouldn't I crack a joke about anything else? The most sacred thing in a man's life is his mother. And I'll never forget the diffuse that shock, I crack like a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like I cracked a joke to myself. Like she'll never know I got left back in the 7th grade. I knew it. Like just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got a thing sent to us from Reddit, like a thing.
Oh yeah.
And the guy said that I made a joke about a Mexican little boy crying in a cage. And then you should have seen like 15 people said, well, Joey forgets he's an immigrant. I never forgot I was an immigrant. We're comedians. What we say is the first, when you see something, Greg Fitzsimmons, that first voice, your reaction, that's the reaction the audience wants to hear. We just don't have the balls to say it.
Right.
I'll never forget 9/11. 9/11 was on a Tuesday morning, and Monday night I was at the store, and Paul Mooney was on stage, and it was the week that the black guy was going to break the home run record.
Barry Bonds
Against the white dude.
Mark McGuire.
Was it Sammy Sosa? No.
No, it was Mark
Sosa
McGuire.
was later.
It was Mark McGuire and the white dude going head to head. And I'll never forget that night he opened up with, they're never going to let that nigga break the record. Like, he just went off on a tangent. And he went off on it so deep that it actually went into my fucking subconscious, okay? Like, they're never going to let that nigga hit a home run. That's never going to happen, homie. They're going to do something to make sure that nigga's whatever, return. So the next morning, I wake up to my wife going, oh, my God. My wife was really, like, I had just gotten with her. She was overly emotional. And I'm waking up from a cocaine fucking hangover. And I'm seeing the first tower go down. And I'll never forget laying back down going, Mooney was right. They're not going to let that nigga break the home run record because it was like on a Tuesday when he was going to do it. That was the first thought that came to my head.
Yeah.
Then the second thought was the Giants didn't cover last night.
Uh-huh.
The Giants did not cover the night before. And I go, that's comedy. That's what you wanted to hear.
Yeah, when my dad died, they had a priest come by and say a few words, but he handed out the prayer on a piece of paper to everybody, like a little missalette, because they know half the people are. We're Irish Catholic, but there's some of the other tribes snuck in. Some of my dad's friends that were Jewish, so they gave him all a cheat sheet, and we say the prayer, and then we're done. The priest goes, okay, if you could hand those back into the front again. And I go, he died like he lived. Cheap. And everybody started laughing. And the priest got fucking pissed. And I was like, good, you should get pissed. Collecting the fucking prayer back.
That's the reaction. That's the reaction.
Yeah.
It's really weird that that's what comedy is. Comedy is the first thing you really say to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the comedy. And then that thought, your smooth side, whatever that part of your brain comes in and smooths out the joke, and you say you talk yourself out of doing the joke on stage that night. But that first thing that comes to your mind, that's the joke they want to hear.
Yeah.
That takes you a long time because you don't have the balls to say it. But that's the truth. He kept saying that nigga ain't going to hit the home run. They're never going to let him hit the home run. And as soon as that building got hit with the first plane, that's all I kept thinking about was he was fucking right. Because it was that night when he was going to do it, that Tuesday night.
Yeah. Dude, I was on stage last Thursday night, and I did this joke. I just stupid new joke. It wasn't like anything I thought much about. It's probably not a joke I would have kept, but I just threw it out there because I had a piece of paper with new bits written on it, and it was Thursday night. There was fucking 12 people there.
Where was this?
At the Improv. And so I go... and the joke was just, my nephew's complaining he can't get any pussy at college. I said, well, don't worry about it. I go, this thing called the Freshman 15. I go, you find all those girls in the spring, you're good to go. And this woman stands up, middle-aged woman, fuck you with that fat shaming, misogynistic shit. But I mean, Joey, she went 0 to 60. She didn't ramp up. The second I'd finished that joke, she was on her feet, screaming. The whole crowd turns around and looks at her like, what the fuck, is this a terrorist attack? And the bouncers come over, and I'm throwing gas on the fire because she's with her 2 daughters. I'm going, look at mommy getting thrown out of the club. I go, that's how you burn calories, getting that angry. And they drag her out screaming, and I have to finish. I got to do another 10 minutes. And the whole room is fucking awkward at this point. So I joke about it. I'm getting big laughs, but then I still got to eventually go back to my material. And so I come out front, and I'm standing there talking to Owen Smith and a couple other people, and all of a sudden the woman comes out again, full head of steam again. Fuck you! You're not funny. I would never fuck you. Like, I go, what are you talking about? And so I'm standing there, and I'm going back and forth with her until I realize she's not de-escalating. Like, her pitch is staying at 10, and I'm not going to stand on Melrose in front of the Improv Screen with this crazy lady for any longer. So I turn around, I walk away down the street to go to my car. But she's screaming at the back of my head, and I feel like a bitch. Like, I'm walking away from her, and all the comics are watching. I'm not even turning around. I'm just beelining back to my car. And so, same thing. I the next day, it got tagged on some social media of mine, and she wrote this fucking letter. The daughter wrote this letter saying that I was a misogynist, what I said about her mom, and blah, 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 and blew it all up. And then, of course, all the comments are like, I would have kicked his ass, and all this shit. Like, they weren't there. They're hearing a crazy... And so, so it was a whole thing. What
do you think of this thing that's going on right now?
Well,
That I could come out after 36 years and say that you choked me at a party or you showed me your dick. Where are we going with this? This is what I was scared of. This is the first time that okay, so now it's not about what we did 2 years ago or that I showed you my dick in a room or nothing like that. Now it's something that happened. So for 36 years while I was a judge, you didn't say nothing. And there's already women fucking saying no. Like, they don't even know the whole... Nobody knows the whole story. Nobody was there.
Well, I think that's a scary part, is that just because of the way things are now, is that not that they can't say it, but everyone immediately goes guilty, and you can't really recover from that. So, like, I don't have as much of a problem with them coming out if he did it. If they didn't do it, like, I think there should be a punishment if they didn't do it and have some repercussions for that. But if he did it, I don't have much of a problem with that. But it's scary to think about, like, someone could just say anything online, and if you get enough people behind you, no matter what the truth is, people are always gonna... Like, I just saw one comic is gonna be in Boston, it's pretty coming up, and they said... coming back after assault allegations, even though it came out that he didn't, like, it. Oh, yeah, he never did it. I was like, that's crazy.
Well, here's the problem: is that when there's a movement, there's momentum, and people get swept up into it, and that can be used for good. That can be used for bad. In this case, obviously, it's for good. You know, this movement is trying to help women see that they should be believed when they come out. That we have to not marginalize them right away. But then people get swept up in that, and they suddenly go, oh, this is part of that, as opposed to, let's judge each case on its own. Let's not say, oh, I'm already riled up because, there's been all these cases that have been proven about men abusing women, so I'm already angry, and now let's grab this guy and put him in that same energy, as opposed to, let's look at this one individual case and try to judge it by those merits.
This morning I spoke to a friend of mine, Joe Lucci. And I met Joe Lucci probably in the 8th grade. And the band, the area where he lived was the wildest area in my hometown. There's 5 or 6 grammar schools. That grammar school by far takes everybody away. Like, they were doing shit in the 8th grade that nobody was doing in the town. And everybody had to catch up over the years. Like, they were... the real deal. They had the field. They didn't just have Lincoln School, but they had the field and they had the rocks. And they were on the rocks every night, these guys, which meant they were out there drinking, smoking, fucking ghetto blasters with music. They were crazy. You could go down there at 4 a.m. and find people. Like, if we lived downtown, we'd go, let's cut through 64th Street Field. You'd find 8 motherfuckers tripping on acid. I mean, they were just deep. And he goes, I'm coming to the show to see you in West Palm Beach, and I'm bringing my wife. He goes, should I bring my daughters? What do you think? And I go, no. I go, unless you want them to know that I OD'd in your backyard. And me and him started howling. I went to his party. Like, I was a junior in high school, and I went to his party like at 6 o'clock at night. His party started like at 4 in the afternoon, and I got there like at 6 with a gram of blow I was in high school in Quaaludes, but they were the counter Quaaludes. That's when I started eating the ones that people were making at home,
Yeah.
which the table are crooked,
Right.
which means that the thing leaks into the bottom ones, and these
Yeah.
stay weak.
Yeah.
So I ate one of the weak ones first, and then I ate the second one. And all I remember is waking up in an alley at 4 in the morning with drool and puke all over me, and the next day hearing the stories.
Yeah.
How are high school kids allowed to be drinking? I mean, obviously, anyways, but at 4 p.m., like when I did that, we tried to hide it.
His parents owned the bar.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was at a bar.
His parents owned the bar, so they were always at the bar.
Yeah.
So he would have parties in his basement that were just legendary. But his legendary parties were before concerts. So I still remember going to his house. You ready for this, Joe Luch? August 4th of 1979. They would start at 4. You'd get there, there'd be a keg of beer, and there'd be 12 guys and 12 girls or 20 girls or whatever the fuck. And people were smoking, snorting blow, eating pills. And then at about 6:45, we'd walk to Kennedy Boulevard, take the bus into the city, and walk to Madison Square Garden. Fucked up. And go watch. We went to see AC/DC and Ted. And he said all that. He goes, that was a rough one. He goes, I remember just Angus running through the audience on top of whatever's. But then we all have the same trait. He goes, I started doing that tradition way before anybody, before a concert, like meet at my house at 3. He goes, the first party I had was Monday, December 6, 1976. And he's my age. So he had to be fucking 13. He was 13. And he goes, I went to see Ted Nugent open up for Black Sabbath when he released Free For All tour. And he goes, guess what else happened that night? The Cleveland Browns beat the whatever in Monday Night Football. I mean, that's how good his memory was.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about how, could you judge me from that night? Well, you can't judge somebody from what they did 30 years ago, or I'd be under the prison. Beautiful story.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You're a pretty smart guy. We love each other. We really do.
I know
We
what you're
really
going to say
love each
right
other.
now.
Why the fuck don't I want to go there? I got a call last night from Josh Wolf. Well, let's start the story straight. The other day I'm watching TV, and when we come back, we're going to show you the first new Hollywood marijuana restaurant cafe. And they flash to it. They show a bunch of white kids online vaporing, and they show people inside, ha ha ha, and smoking a blunt, and they got high-powered fans, and right there,
And the food's all got pot in it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but right then, I knew, like, you would never see me close to that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew at that decision. Last night, I was talking to Josh Wolf, and he goes, have you gone to it? Yeah, that's great. And he goes, you should go. And I go, Josh, how long do I know you? You do know that I would never step foot in that fucking place. You know, I've been smoking dope since I was 12. I got nothing to prove to nobody. I got to go down to a restaurant and smoke dope
Yeah,
to
right.
show these assholes that I
Right.
smoke dope.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my face.
And that's all anyone's talking about is smoking dope every night.
But no, back to why do I feel this way? I mean, you're a smart guy. Like, I sit at home at nights. Like, I schedule myself because I know I'm at an age I can't go out 2 nights in a row at the Comedy Store. It's too much excitement for me.
Yeah.
So now Thursday, I got to take a nap. So I'd rather go to the store Tuesday and Thursday and space it out. But when I'm sitting at home Wednesday, it's 8 o'clock. My daughter's going to bed at 8:30. My wife doesn't give a Frenchman's fuck what I do. And I got 20 options. And I don't want to do any of them. It's so weird not to offend you. You know, I dearly love you. I've seen, like, pictures from the Friars Club and how they act and Billy Crystal. I would stab myself in the eye after 5 minutes in there. I don't like none of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I still remember wanting to go to Montreal so bad and saving up the money. And and I talked Slate into putting me on during the Dirty Show. And I took a flight to Detroit. And when I checked into the hotel room in Detroit, because I was going to go to Montreal in the morning, I was like, who the fuck am I to go there? They didn't invite me. I'm not a part of those people. And even if I go there, I don't want to be there. Like, oh my God, you have such a great time at the bar.
Yeah.
It's the same jerk-offs I could see on Tuesday at the Comedy Store.
Right.
I just see them now getting drunk in their environment. I don't know what it is about me. Like, I do not want to go there.
Well, you're an outsider. That's your identity, is you did it your way. And maybe you weren't embraced by the mainstream. You weren't given those same kind of breaks that somebody else might have gotten. And I don't know why. I mean, some people could say it's maybe because people are afraid of you. You're aggressive on stage. You say shit nobody else says. It's not politically correct. Could be racist. You're not white, and
I'm not.
You're a felon.
You're
an outlaw.
Is it an insecurity that I have, or is it a character that I've created? For me, it feels like I've always felt this way.
I remember the night you came down, and this might have felt like that environment to you. As I do a benefit show every year for the Best Buddies. We're doing it at the Improv, and it was like, for whatever reason, I ended up booking. I usually book it because I'm at somebody's house and they got people over, and I think, oh, I got to book this fucking thing. Except for you, who I just call for anytime I do a benefit, I call you straight out of the gate. And I was there, and so it was Zach Galifianakis and it was Sarah Silverman, and I think it might have been Brian Posehn. So it was kind of like, I think it might have represented like that kind of Largo world or that alternative comedy world that maybe you never felt a part of. And I remember seeing you. You didn't come in the room. You were standing in the back. You didn't want to come in until you went on. And I think you were feeling like a little bit trepidatious, And I hadn't seen you like that before. And you went on stage and you fucking ripped it apart. And you were doing the bit about the chick pissing in your face, and you just didn't give a fuck. And I'm sitting with them in the corner, and I'm curious to see what their reaction is going to be to you, because this is not Largo. This is not, pro-feminist, with their use. And their fucking jaws were slacked. They were like, what just blew on stage? What fucking storm just settled over the microphone at the Improv now? And they fucking loved it. They were like, this is unbelievable. And I remember you walking out, and I knew that, I don't know that you saw them or how they reacted, but I think you felt really good that you just did what you do, and that whatever anxiety you were feeling before, that didn't come on stage with you. It was pure Joey Diaz on that stage.
Well, I always have anxiety.
Yeah.
Once I walk into the battle zone, the Comedy Store, the anxiety goes up 150%.
Right.
It's like when Michael, one of the greatest things about The Godfather is whoever the director was or whatever the idea he got, when Michael goes into the bathroom before he shoots Salazzo.
To get the gun, in the Bronx.
That train. If I know Greg Fitzsimmons is sitting in this office and I got to put a hit on Greg Fitzsimmons, and I have to do it myself at 9 o'clock at night when he's doing a podcast with Lee, as I walk up those stairs, your adrenaline goes so high, because I've been in that situation before where I robbed somebody or robbed jewelry. Anytime I did anything that was that creepy, like robbing a house or robbing a drug dealer, you go deaf. You hear a zzz, like that's all I would hear. Like your heart is pounding so much, there's so much adrenaline going into your body that's what you hear. You kind of hear a simulation of what Michael heard on that train. The other night I went to the store. My wife made chicken cutlets for lunch. She went to church, she made chicken cutlets. When she came back, I had like 2 chicken cutlets. Like 4 or 8 chicken cutlets. She goes, what do you want for dinner? She gave me the menu for dinner. I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I gotta go to the store anyway. I'll stop at Joe's Pizza and get dinner. I'll just get a slice. I had 14 points left. So I get to the Comedy Store the other night. some dear kid that I've known for 20 years was talking to me. I really couldn't hear him, even with the hearing aids on. I couldn't hear him, and to be honest with you, I didn't want to hear him. There's nothing to talk about. When I walked in, there was 2 boxes of Joe's Pizza on the piano in the main room. I didn't eat.
In the green room.
In the green room.
Yeah.
I didn't touch them.
Right.
You know, and I remember going on stage and getting it over with. And then when I came back, I could hear the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now I could have a conversation with him.
Right.
Why are you talking to me?
Right.
I'm about to go to war.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What? And all I could hear, he sounded like Charlie Brown. Like, and he kept talking until he finally got it that this guy doesn't want to be bothered, or he's not even hearing me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going up in the main room. I got no
Right.
time for small talk.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about whatever the fuck.
Where we met.
When I go to the
I did a guest spot on your show
yeah.
in St. Louis 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to remember. I got to jog my memory
Great.
about
Yeah.
somebody. It's
Oh
like,
my
dude,
God.
if I remembered you, it means you were memorable. If I don't remember you, let's not rehash something that wasn't that important in the first place.
That's why I hate doing 2 shows, because I want to talk to the people after the first show.
The crowd.
But if you have a second show, you really can't,
Yeah.
because that's an hour of and all of a sudden it's fucking Jeopardy.
Right.
You know, it's where's Lee? Do you remember what you said in episode 274 of the Rogan podcast? Why did you say this on Greg Fitzsimmons' podcast? Just take the picture and shut your fucking mouth. I don't even know what the fuck I just said on stage. And you want to know, what's with the fucking questions?
right.
Just take the fucking picture
Right.
here.
And then they get the camera out, and the fucking lock is on. The girlfriend's trying to open it.
Yeah.
She doesn't know the code.
Yeah, but so
Needs
you
a
just
flash.
wasted 8 minutes
Yeah.
with your stupid fucking question, which I have no idea what you're saying. We're in a room with 300 people on the line waiting to take pictures. I got no fucking idea what you said.
Yeah.
Come over here. Let me put my arm around you. Let me give you a compliment. Take a picture. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right. And then they come back and they tell you stories. I can't fucking hear you. Even with the fucking earpiece, I can't fucking hear you. There's 300 people in the fucking room. So before I go on, like, I really like the Comedy Store. After my little Netflix debacle, I made a decision I'm only going to the Comedy Store. And I have like tonight, I love my friends. But you know what? Leave me the fuck alone on Tuesday. You don't want to come to the store on a Tuesday night. It's chaos. It's chaos. It's 2 sold-out shows in the main room, 1 in the original room, and 3 sold-out shows in the belly room. That's a total of 1,200 people in that building, not to mention 100 comics lurking to suck on blood or whatever the fuck they do down there, and the staff and the waitresses. You know, you want to come down there on a fucking Tuesday night and talk? Well, I wanted to bring you a script. You know what?
Yeah.
Tuesday night's
Right.
my work night.
Right.
You know what I like about Tuesday night? What I told you that night when I called you when we saw Magic that night.
You're right.
I go in that, I get 2 orders, I fucking get high, I take an edible sometimes, and I want to sit in the original room and watch the 3 comics before me. And I want to learn. And I don't want to be bothered. Guess what? Get the fuck out of here with your stupid fucking questions.
Yeah.
I'm watching Ali Wong. Get the fuck out of here. Can I watch Ali Wong? Is it okay?
Yeah.
You know, I like when I see you. You just sit next to me. We hug each other and we both watch and laugh.
Right.
You know?
Right.
There's people that come. I'll never forget one night. I'm sitting there minding my own business, and somebody bent over and whispered in my ear, "Oh, you're taking the Charlotte with you?" And I just gave him a look, like Val Kilmer
Yeah.
gave that white guy at the diner in Heat. Remember when the
Yeah,
guy's
yeah,
like,
right.
"Man, I had to go down."